The growth of online digital agencies are climbing to an all-time high. In 2020, PayPal recorded more than 722 billion online transactions alone, achieving a 39% growth every single year. Plus, there was more than $350 billion spent in 2020 on digital marketing advertising alone. Hey, what's up, party people? My name is Daryl Wilson, and today I'll be showing you all how to start your own digital agency website and business step by step. So I think we can all agree that most businesses today are moving online, and a majority of the business is done through online transactions. So first, let's talk about who this tutorial is for and what we will cover today in this video. First, let me give you some ideas on what a digital marketing agency is. A digital marketing agency is a type of online business that focuses on digital services or even creating digital products. The term digital marketing is a little broad, so let me give you some examples of what kind of businesses you can start with this tutorial. A web design agency, an SEO company, an online advertising company, a Facebook ads agency, a social media marketing business, a logo design or designer work, content writing services, consulting services, or even app developers. Now let's talk about what I will be covering today in this tutorial. So I'll be breaking this video up into 3 different chapters. For chapter 1, we'll be talking about how to make your website. First, I'll show you how to make a beautiful digital marketing agency website. I'll walk you through how to get your domain and hosting, plus I have an exclusive discount for all of you that you will only find on this YouTube channel. Next, I'll walk you through how to install WordPress and start designing your new websites. We will be using a new WordPress theme that focuses on digital agencies and has a variety of amazingly designed templates for virtually any type of digital agency or business you want to start online. For chapter 2, I'll be showing you how to start a business plan and also structure your business. I'll be walking you through the importance of the business aspects of owning a digital marketing business and also how to avoid scams. First, I'll cover the importance of branding. In short, who are you and who is your target audience? Next, I'll be teaching you how to operate your digital marketing business. I'll be discussing the differences between white labeling and also hiring freelancers to work for your digital marketing agency. White labeling is when you have another company do all the work for your clients under your brand and speeds up the workflow for your business. It allows you to focus on multiple clients at once, and I'll discuss the pros and the cons of this approach. In addition to white labeling, I will be introducing you to several freelancer websites that allows you to hire your own staff at a good price and have your freelancers perform all the digital marketing work for your agency. I'll teach you how to pick freelancers for your digital marketing agency and what you should look out for when hiring a freelancer. Plus, I'll give you my experience of some of the best freelancers to work with. Next, I'll show you how to write proposals, digital contracts, and also just give you a general idea of the workflow of your business. Lastly, I'll be talking about pricing and how you should accept payments, and more importantly, how to avoid scams. Chapter 3, I'll be talking about marketing. Marketing should be the second most important factor when starting a business online. Without a marketing plan, you're only setting yourself up for failure, so I will be covering what are some of the best marketing strategies you should follow when starting an online digital marketing agency. So when starting a digital agency online, there's a lot of different ways on how you can approach it. So I'll do my best to kind of keep this structured so you can kind of follow each chapter step by step. Now, if you guys like what you saw so far, make sure to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help this video grow and it helps other people see it. Also, I have timestamps in the description below of this video. So if you feel like you got one section down, feel free to jump to any part of this tutorial at any time. All right, so you guys ready to get started? Let's go ahead and start with this digital marketing tutorial. Now there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you to a page to purchase discounted and fast web hosting. And this is NameHero.com. Now NameHero.com performed as the most fastest and one of the most reliable web hosting companies out there. Now, how do I know that? How do you know I'm not just lying to you, right? Well, I actually tested NameHero against 20 other web hosting companies for 90 days, and NameHero performed as one of the fastest and the most reliable web hosting companies on my list. In fact, NameHero had 0 downtime this whole week, so you'll have a reliable and a fast WordPress website. Now, I contacted the owner of this company to give me a special discount, so through my link exclusively, you all will save 70% off your web hosting. If you go to the website normally, you'll only save 50% off your hosting packages, and the owner gave me this discount just for my viewers on YouTube. So when you get to this page, you will click on Get Started Now. NameHero offers 4 different types of web hosting plans. They offer the Starter Cloud, the Plus Cloud, the Turbo Cloud, and the Business Cloud. For those of you who are just getting started out for the very first time, I recommend the Plus Cloud. I think that's suitable. It gives you a lot of SSD storage. It's a very affordable plan, and your website will be very fast. However, for those of you who have been using WordPress for a while and you want to upgrade, I highly recommend the Turbo Cloud. Now, the reason why I recommend the Turbo Cloud is because this plan offers the NVMe storage technology, which is a new type of storage technology for web hosting servers. For example, so this graph is from PCWorld.com, and you'll see that the NVMe storage can transfer data a lot faster than typical SSD and SATA hard drives. Also, you'll see that the NVMe storage can access information a lot faster than typical SSD and SATA hard drive. So for those of you who want a blazing fast website, I think the actual Turbo Cloud is a pretty good option. But I know everyone out there is on a different budget, so just select the package that works for you. And once you select the package, we'll scroll down to the bottom, and then you'll click on Order Now. All right, cool. So this is where you're going to enter in your new website. So for example, mynewamazingwebsite.com or mydogisamazing.com or whatever you want to put. I'll just put demo tutorial 123.com and click on search. And look at that, we get a free domain on top of that. So once you select your domain, you'll click on continue. Lastly, we have the review and checkout, and look at that. You just saved $125. You have a year of web hosting and ID protection for under $70. So you have a very good value with namehero.com. Once you're on this page, you will scroll down. Next, we have the billing details. So you've seen this screen before. You'll put in your first name, your last name, your social security number, your bank account. I'm just kidding, guys. They don't want that information. It's a joke. You'll put in your billing address and any other information you see here. For the support pin, make sure you write this down. So if there's an issue or you want to know something about your account, they will want to know about your pin just to verify that it's you calling, and they want to make sure it's not just some random person over the internet trying to get your info. You'll create a password, which you probably use the same password for all your other websites, right? I'm just joking. I do that sometimes, but I should really stop that. We have the payment method, so you can pay with credit card, PayPal, Coinbase, or credit card, Stripe. Look at that. People are using crypto. In fact, crypto, I think Bitcoin's almost at $20,000 right now. Yeesh. It's crazy, man. It's just going up. And then you can go ahead and fill all this information out. Once you fill everything out on this page, you will then click on the checkout button. Now, I will purchase an account, and I will meet you on the very next page. And congratulations on registering your domain. So this is your current client area. Here you can access your support, you can access billing, you can purchase more domains, or you can upgrade or purchase other web hosting packages if you want to do that. And NameHero has very good support. So at any time you have a problem with your website, under the support, you can open a ticket, or you can contact them anytime if you have issues with the websites. So next, let's install WordPress onto your new domain. Under the My Cloud, you'll go ahead and click on My Cloud. I like this new interface NameHero introduced. They recently remade their whole websites. For those of you who have been with NameHero for a while, you can tell they did a really good job at making their site look really nice. So I will click on the Plus Cloud. The next thing that we will do is we will access the cPanel. So on the left side under Actions, you will see Log into cPanel. Go ahead and click on Log into cPanel. All right, cool. So next, let's install WordPress. Let's scroll down. Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. We're going to find WordPress installer, and we're going to install WordPress onto our domain. So under software, you'll see WordPress Manager by Softaculous. Go ahead and click on that. Next, it's going to say install a new copy. So let's click on install. All right, so this is the software setup. So let's just change some quick settings while we install WordPress onto our domain. For the protocol, make sure you have HTTPS. That just makes sure that your website has a valid SSL, and that just lets people know that your website is secure. For the in directory, make sure nothing is there. That just means yourwebsite.com. You know, that's it. We don't want it to be whatever that is, so just leave it like that. For the site name, you can give your website a name, and you can also give it a description. So this can be web agency. You guys can see I do this quite often, and I just put cool website agency or something like that. You can change all this later, so don't worry about it. For the admin username, make sure you put something that you know, because you will need this information to log into your website and change it. So I'll put Paddywhack. And then for my admin password, I'll put Paddywhack99. For the admin email, make sure you have access to this specific email, because let's say, for example, you forget your password. You will need to have access to this email to retrieve your password. And I'll scroll down. You can also select your language, but I just speak English, so I'll leave this as English, but you can select all of these languages like Spanish, Turkish, Arabic, and all those languages, and scroll down. And then we will click on the install button at the bottom of the screen. So now it's installing WordPress onto our domain. All right, WordPress has successfully been installed. On the administrative URL link, you can click on this link right here. And congratulations, you have now successfully installed WordPress and your website is now live on the internet. Now this is the back end of your website where you can make pages and posts. Now if you want to see what your website looks like right now, what you'll do is you'll click on the top left right here and click on visit sites. And this is your website. Congratulations. All right, see you guys later. No, I'm just kidding. It's using a default theme. It looks pretty bland and boring and ugly, and it needs some help. It needs some work, but don't worry, we'll make it look really good. All right, congratulations. Now you guys have a website. It is live on the internet. So we got all the technical stuff out of the way. Now in this next section, I'll be showing you how to build your website using a brand new WordPress theme called the Essentials WordPress theme. In fact, I use this same WordPress theme on my website. It's gonna make your website look really professional. It's gonna make it look really nice. And the designs are incredible. You guys are gonna love it. So in this next section, I'll be showing you how to design and build your website using a drag and drop builder. And you can customize it. You can change the colors and the fonts and make it look however you want. So with that said, let's go ahead and start with chapter 1 of building your new website. We need to change some small general settings in the back end. So let's go back over here to dashboard. Now, first things first, I want to go ahead and show you all some settings. So the first thing you'll do is go over here to users and go to profile. Now, if you want to change this kind of interface right here, there's different styles and how to change it. I usually go with midnight or modern. And I think for this video, I'll go with midnight. We're taking a gamble here. We're getting dangerous. Now, also we have this contact info. Now, if you want to change the email to your website, you can do it right here. And this is actually very important because let's say you forget your password, which pretty much happens to everyone. Your email reminder or password reminder will go to this specific email. And then here you can go ahead and write some information about yourself. Now this will actually be displayed on your blog post. So I think people say, oh, I like to go hiking on my free time and I like to play video games and I'm a Marvel nerd. You can write all about yourself and this will be displayed publicly when you write posts. However, you can always disable that on the blog post if you want to choose that or go that route. Now also here we have a new password. So if you want to put in the password again, you can go ahead and put in a new password. And then once you're all done, you'll click on update profile. All right, cool, pretty easy, right? Now, one more thing we need to do before we start making things beautiful and good. On the left side, you'll see settings. Under settings, go over here and click on permalinks. Now you want to change this to post name, and the reason why we do this is because you want it to be, Daryl or yourwebsite.com/reviews, right? Not all this crap, which just doesn't look good. So yeah, have it on post name and then you'll be all set. And then once you're done, you'll click on save changes. Now also, there are a lot of multilingual people watching my channel. So if English is not your first language, you can go to general. I think it's general, yeah, here. And then go to site language and you can pick from all of these different languages like Spanish, Chinese, Arabic, Portuguese, I don't even know where this is from, but yeah, you can go ahead and pick what you want. I also do have my videos translated in Spanish and Arabic for people who want to watch these same videos in different languages. But yeah, I'll go ahead and click on save and then we are all ready to go. All right. So at this point, we are now ready to purchase and download the Essentials WordPress theme. Now there is a link in the description of this video and it'll take you to a page to purchase the Essentials WordPress theme. Now the reason why I chose the Essentials WordPress theme is because this is kind of geared for digital agencies and it's actually really simple to use. There are a lot of other free themes you guys can use, but personally they're not as powerful as this one. So what you'll do here is you'll first go ahead and purchase this theme. It's not really expensive. It's only 60 bucks and you only pay that one time. You don't pay it again and that's all you have to pay. And of course, when you purchase it, you get updates and everything else. And here they kind of just tell you what they offer, but we'll go ahead and talk about the templates and the header and footer builder and everything this theme offers. In fact, on my website, darrellwilson.com, on my personal website, I am using this same WordPress theme. It just came out. It's really, really clean. I mean, this is my blog, and just it looks very modern, and it also has that agency look to it. So I really want to kind of gear towards that sort of design. I don't want to use a theme that's geared for multi-purpose because it just doesn't really fit the criteria of a digital agency website. So go ahead and purchase this theme. And once you guys purchase it, it'll be available in your downloads on your website. I'm sorry, on your account for Envato Market. So I'll go ahead and go to my downloads, and here are a list of all my downloads. And this is the theme that you'll need. So it is the Essentials Multi-Purpose WordPress theme. So once you actually get to this, go to your downloads, right here under Download, you'll click on Installable WordPress File Only. And then it'll download a zip file onto your computer. So it'll start downloading right there. Now we're gonna go ahead and upload this WordPress theme. So let's go back to our WordPress websites, and under Appearance, we'll click on Themes. Go ahead and close this. And I'll just give you guys a general crash course on WordPress themes in case you guys are brand new to WordPress. So essentially, every WordPress theme has sort of a different style and decor and just an ultimate look of the website. Now, a lot of these free WordPress themes are very limited, and there's really not a lot you can do. That's why it's hence called free, because there's a lot of limitations with these WordPress themes, and a lot of these themes just want you to update to their pro version. So essentially, these are just kind of all trials. Now, there's really nothing wrong with these WordPress themes. Of course, haven't gone through all 50,000 WordPress themes or 8,000 WordPress themes, but I have gone through a majority of the popular ones. I do have other videos where I recommend other free WordPress themes, but for this specific video, I want to focus on the Essentials WordPress theme. So at the top left right here, you're going to click on Upload Theme, and then click on Choose the File. Now you're going to go ahead and upload that zip file. So you can see here, this is the file. I'll click on Open. Once I click on Open, I will then click on Install Now. So now I'm installing the WordPress theme onto our website. All right, so now you can see it says the theme has installed successfully. It does take about a minute. So once you upload it, just click on Activate. All right, cool. So once you guys actually install the WordPress theme, it'll give you this plugins installation. Plugins are essentially applications for your website. So for every single plugin, it has a specific use. For example, Elementor is a page builder. WP Bakery, we do not need it, so make sure that's unchecked. And this is a contact form, so people can send you contact or emails on your websites. You have the Pixfort likes, which is actually pretty cool for blogs. In fact, I have that on my website. So we have this little like button right there, and that's what that feature is referring to. Slider Revolution, you don't really need it, and I don't recommend the sliders because they just have a lot of JavaScript, which means it has a lot of animations and it slows down your website a lot. So make sure you have Elementor checked. Make sure you uncheck WP Bakery, and then once you're done, you'll click on Install Plugins. So now it's installing the necessary plugins for our website. All right, cool. So we have successfully imported these plugins. Looks like this one failed. Not to worry, we can manually install it anyways. It's not a big deal. All these plugins are actually available in the WordPress repository. So once you're done with that, you'll click on Next Step. Now I want you to activate the WordPress theme. So right here, go ahead and click on Activate Theme. It'll then take you to the website where you can go ahead and register your license. Now the license is important because you will need to use it in order to get support and updates. So let's say, for example, there's something wrong with your website or something's weird. They can actually fix it for you, and you actually get updates. So let's say they add a new template or they add a new feature, you'll get access to all the future updates they add to the WordPress theme, and they do update it quite often. So yeah, you have to go through the process right here of making an account and then registering. Now I'll go ahead and log in to my current account right here just to give you an example of what this looks like. All right, so here's my dashboard, and I logged in. You guys can see my available licenses, and I've purchased one for my websites, and this one's not being used. So I'll go ahead and activate this WordPress theme. So let's go back over here, and I will click on Activate Theme. So you just need to make sure that you actually have, that you've purchased it, and then they will synchronize your accounts with the website so they know that you purchased it. So then right here, I'll click on complete verification. And we're all done. So now our website has successfully been installed. So now we can click on skip this step. All right, cool. So now they want us to check out these other information. However, I'm just gonna click on finish and I'll show you how to kind of navigate your website without using their setup wizard and everything. So now that we actually went ahead and we downloaded the Essentials WordPress theme and activated it, now let's go ahead and check out their demos. Now I gotta be honest, their demos are really damn good. So first what we'll do is go over here to Essentials and click on Demo Import. Now right here they have some demos, so you guys can see they have a lot of available demos right here. So they have like a one-page website, they have the finance. Now one thing to note here is that you want to make sure that whatever you import, you want to use the Elementor builder and not the WP Bakery. So it's the same layout, they're just for different builders. However, we are using the builder for Elementor, so you want to make sure that you install the right demo. So right here I'll click on Demos. And we can kind of scroll down. Now, again, the reason why I like these is because they're focused more on digital agencies. So for example, we have this original one. Now, if you want to see what it looks like, just click on preview and you'll go ahead and check out what it looks like. They actually have it made here already. And it's just a very trending style, you know, for an agency. We have this really cool divider right here with this gradient animation. And you guys can tell right away, this is for some sort of digital agency or some sort of website that does business online. And the colors are very vibrant, you know, the designs are beautiful, and it's just, you know, after you kind of mess around with it for a little bit, you'll understand saying, yeah, these designs look really, really nice and everything. So you guys can kind of go through and check out, you know, the style of this, and that's why I chose the Essentials WordPress theme. Now let's go back over here. So let's say, for example, you are in the business of marketing. I think the original would be perfect for you. However, they also have services. So here I'll click on Services Elementor. And this would be something for if you're offering some sort of online service, you know, I don't really know what it's for, but just some sort of service. You know, maybe you're an accountant, maybe you are doing some online consulting. This would be perfect, saying, hey, you know, we understand there's problems, we can help you pay with your smartphone and so on and so forth. Now let's go ahead and check out the other ones here. And then they do have one for SaaS. So for those of you who are developers and you want to showcase your new application, they have one specifically for developers. They also have one for startups. So let's say you're just getting started out. You can go ahead and click on the Startup Elementor. Here I'll click on Preview. And again, you know, it's just really vibrant. I love the colors here. They really stand out. Everything's done for you. And looks like this would be something for, you know, you guys get the idea here. It'd be for something, you know, it's for something. I can't put my finger on it, but it's like, yeah, maybe it's for some sort of cash app or something like that. So let's go ahead and keep scrolling down here. Now this one's for marketing. So this is for like a freelancer service or something like that. Also, for those of you who want to have something of a knowledge base, they have a knowledge base template where you can go ahead and saying, hey, you bought our product. We'll go ahead and give you a knowledge base with all of our ticketing information so you can understand it a little bit further. They have one for events. So if you're a fake guru and you want to have those fake events where you pretend that everyone's watching you and you pay them all to be there, there you go. Then you have cryptocurrency, which is very helpful. We again have another creative agency. So that would be for something of a creative agency. Also ebook, you know, we have one specifically for the ebook that looks really clean. We have one for a landing page, which again, it looks pretty high tech. It looks like an agency style. There's also another all around like business one. So let's say, for example, you're just in a business, you don't really know what you're going for. They have this sort of just plain business one, this sort of corporate look that just kind of adds a lot of style. It adds a lot of decor to your website. And yeah, we'll go ahead and check out just a few more here. We have one for personal, photography, influencer. So again, if you're some sort of influencer online, they got one for you. You have the agency and so on and so forth. So what I'll do here is I'll just keep this very basic and I'll just go ahead and install the agency Elementor. Now, in order to import any of these, you'll just simply click on import. And now it's saying, okay, so you have to make sure that you have the content imported, the theme options, and the widgets. I will click on yes, import. So now it's importing this layout onto our current website. All right, cool. So now you guys can see that our website has been imported. So if you want to see what your website looks like now, on the top left, you'll click on visit sites. And this is our new website. So you can see they've imported all the images, all the fonts. They've added in all these really cool features, and it just looks great. We even have this cookie policy right here, and you guys can kind of see, you know, how the website looks like. Just kind of scroll throughout the website, see if everything imported correctly. And if it didn't, you guys can always go ahead and import it again. Sometimes I might have an error here and there, but ultimately it should import with no problem. Now let's just go ahead and say, all right, well, I made this website, or we imported this website. Now, how do I change something? On the top right here, you're gonna see this Edit with Elementor. Go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. Now, Elementor is the page builder, and I do have a full nother video on how to use the Elementor page builder step by step, but ultimately it's a pretty easy builder to understand. So let's say you wanna change the text here. We design, build, and powerful features. We can say we also, you know, design and build powerful features. Now this is a drag and drop builder. So let's say, for example, I want to add in an element to this specific section. So I'll click on these little squares right here. And let's say I want to drag in some text. So I'll just drag in some text right there. And then I'll put, this is an amazing website. And under the style section, we can then go ahead and change the typography of everything. So under the text color, I'll change this to something like white. You can see it's white. Or I can go a little bit more further and I can bold it. I can change the font to something like my favorite, which is Poppins. I think Poppins Bold is a really good font. I do like it. And then maybe I can take this and even drag it into this square and so on and so forth. So you do have a lot of control with this builder. So what I'll do here is just right click and delete it. So these are our basic elements, and I'm sure some of you that are watching my past videos are very familiar with Elementor. And these are the picks for elements. So this is what the actual theme is bringing to the actual website. So for example, let's say I want to drag in something here. I want to drag in, I don't know, a badge. So I do like their badge. It's just something that like just adds a little bit of style right here. So this will be like easy to use. The badges are essentially just little tiny badges that you can kind of add, you know, add style to it and everything. So on the style section, you can go ahead and style everything. So let's say I want to change the text color to something like white. So I'll change this text to white. Or actually, yeah, no, let's do this. I'll change the background here to white, and I'll change this text to black. So it just adds like a little bit of style to your website, and they have all these different elements you guys can use throughout your website. So let's just say, for example, all right, you know, I want to add something above this section. So I'll click on this plus icon, and I'll click on this plus section. I'll click on these 3 rows. So now that we have these 3 columns right here, we can take these elements and just drag them into these squares. So I'll take the heading text, and I'll just drag and drop it right there. And then I'll put something like our services. And under the style section, we can go ahead and design the font, the color, and also the size. So for the text color, change it to black, right? And typography, I like Poppins, right? And I'll make this bold, something like that. I think that's better. And yeah, and then below that, we can add in some more text. So we'll take this text editor, we'll drag it right there. And then maybe below that, we can drag in a button like here, and then we can link them to our contact page. So this will be something like, you know, tutorial domain, you know, tutorialdomain.com/contact us, or whatever, you know, contact form that we make. And then you can also mix and match elements. So these are the basic elements, which are just like ordinary, you know, elements. We then have the pro elements that come with Elementor Pro, but we don't need to purchase that just yet because we already have a lot of other elements we can use. We have the general elements, which are something like, you know, an icon box. And you guys can kind of learn as you guys just kind of drag these in, you know, just see what they do. And then you can go ahead and design each of those, but I'll go ahead and right click and delete that. And then we can, again, we can use the picks for elements. So if you want to mix and match the picks for elements with the Elementor elements, we can go ahead and do that. So I do like this badge. I'll take the badge and just drag it up there. And then, yeah, so that would be something, you know, we can change that to like a, I don't know, new services or something like that. And then the same thing like before, under the style, we can change the text color to something like black, right? And then the background color, I don't know, let's see a green. See how that works. Oh, no. That's really about purple or brown light. Let's see here. Cayenne. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just now I got stuck here. You know, I don't really know which background to add. Probably just like a white background. That's good. The gradient. So we have like a very faint gradient right there. Also, you guys can add in images on your website. So here under the images section, we can just drag and drop an image. And under choose image, we can go ahead and upload our own image, or you guys can just go to the media library. I think by default, they do upload a lot of the demo images for us. So I'll just, you know, grab this guy right here. He's having a good time and insert the media. So something like that, you know, something like very similar to this would be something, you know, that's something suitable for beginners, right? Now let's just say, for example, you guys have seen my past videos. I'm very lazy. So what I'll do here, it'll right click and duplicate. Right click and duplicate. And over here, I'll right click and delete, and right click and delete. So now you guys can see that we already have like a section ready, and you guys can kind of go through the options here, and you guys can design it ever how you want. Now in this video, I'm not gonna really cover how to use the page builder verbatim and step by step, because I've already made a full another video that's about an hour and a half long that goes through the builder. We go through a lot of the options. We talk about the advanced options. So if you guys do need more help with the builder, I do have another video and I cover that. But to speed up this video, I don't really want to cover everything about Elementor, because we can easily talk about everything for another 2 hours. So as you guys build your website, you guys will probably get the hang of it. One thing also is that you guys might want to add space, and that's a very common request for beginners. So let me just go ahead and quickly cover how to add space through your elements. So let's say, for example, we want more space on this top section, right? So this is too close to this other section. Now, if I click on this pencil icon and I go to the advanced section, we can add padding. Now, don't panic. Padding is just space. It's very simple. So what I'll do is I'll uncheck this little blink value together, and we can add padding to the top. So now you guys can see that we're adding in space. So maybe like, 70 pixels. Same thing right here. I'll add in something like, 70 pixels. And then also over here, I can do the same thing and just add in 70 pixels. So essentially padding is just space. So just remember that. Let's say, for example, you want more space right here. So you would just add it to the bottom. So pencil icon, advanced, padding, 70, right? Again, it's just making space. So, or we can reverse it. So I'll put it on the bottom. So essentially what I'm saying is I want more space here. So you guys can see how padding is actually pretty important when you're making your website. That's just a crash course, and I do cover more about margin and padding in my other video. So if you guys do need help with that, be sure to check out my other WordPress video. So right now I'll just go ahead and click on updates. And I will go back over here and view the page. All right, so now that we actually imported this demo, let's just go ahead and go back to the basics and import another demo just to get you guys comfortable in how to switch demos from demo to demo. Maybe you were using one, you got frustrated, you're not really sure what to do. So let's go back over here to our dashboard. And then we'll go back to the essentials and go to demo import. I'll go ahead and close these notices. They get quite annoying. And here we have demos again. So let's just say, you know what, Daryl, I used that demo. I didn't really like it too much. Let's go ahead and switch. So right here under the finance, I'll go ahead and click on imports, and I will click on yes imports. So now I'm going to import this demo and overwrite my previous demo. All right, so I imported this demo. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at it. So let's go back over here and click on visit sites. And look at that. We now have a brand new website that looks fantastic. You guys can see everything imported good. Everything looks successful. So you just kind of scroll through everything, make sure it imported correctly. So you guys can see here how you guys can have a really professional website up and running, and how you can constantly change it or rotate it just depending on what style and criteria you want your digital marketing agency to go for. So now that we made our website, let's go ahead and add a page, right? So right here under plus new, we'll click on page. So we have our home page, right? But maybe we want to create an about us page, or maybe a contact us page. So under the add title, I'll just put about us, and then I'll click on publish, and publish. All right. Now we have some options right here that I kind of want to go through. So we have these picks for options. Now we have the hide top intro, which is the theme default. Now I want to go ahead and select it as yes, but before I do that, I want to really show you what these do. Now we're going to talk about custom headers and custom footers in the very next section. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and just preview this page. And let me just kind of show you what each option does, because it can be a little overwhelming. So we have this About Us section, right? Now this is created by default, and you can actually design this in the theme customizer, which we'll talk about a little bit later. However, let's just say you want to just use the actual builder for everything and not use the default header that comes with the theme. Over here, you can actually hide this. So I'm going to say, you know what? I want to go ahead and hide this section. And then I'll click on Update. And then I'll view the page again, or I'll just click on Preview in a new tab here. So now you can see that we actually have like a blank website right now. So now we can actually use this and design our website with the page builder instead of having the default header. Now the default header is actually really nice as well. So you guys can use that, and I'll show you in the next section how to customize that. But first, go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. So now we have these two icons, and this is where you can kind of add the squares and how you can design everything from scratch and just dragging in the elements. However, you can also use their pre-made templates, which just makes things a lot faster actually. So I'll go ahead and delete this section and click on this template folder. So now you guys can see that we have blocks, we have pages, and also my templates. Now what's really cool about the Essentials theme is that they have a huge amount of blocks. And these blocks are all kind of divided up from their library. So what they've done here is they've taken every section from every template and they've actually put it right here. So now you can kind of mix and match elements. For example, or here, let's just take a look here. Yeah, it's quite a bit, guys. They have something for everybody, you know. And if you can't find something, something's wrong with you. No, I'm just kidding. It can be a little hard, you know, to get started out with. I totally understand. So let's just go ahead and put in like a basic header right now. So I'll just put in this header, right? Just something to get us started, right? And then I'll click on Insert. Now they want us to connect the template library, so we'll have to do this. And this is actually maybe an update they'll fix. So Elementor wants to connect us to the template library, but they just basically want us to make an account. So that's just something we have to do here to keep using Elementor. So I'll go ahead and click on Get Started. So Elementor wants access to our current website. So let's go ahead and click on Connect. All right, cool. So our website has been successfully connected. Now let's go back again. So let's go back over here. I'll close this. I might need to refresh the page. So go back to your page you're editing and just click on the refresh button. And it might do some weird stuff where it's loading, but it should bring you back to the same exact page on the folder again. And let's go ahead now and do the same thing before. So I'll scroll down and I'll go ahead and import a section under the blocks, not the pages, the blocks. So here I'll go ahead and click on Insert. And there we go. So now we have this section and we can import this section, making things, you know, a lot more easier for us to keep working, you know. Now let's just say, all right, cool, I made this section and I want to add in another block. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll scroll down here and we want to add in something like a feature section. So you don't want to have too much stuff. You want like the boxes or something like that, right? Did my voice just squeak? Boxes? But let's go ahead and just put in this one here. I'll click on Insert. And there you go. We have our boxes. They look like a different color in the demo, but oh well, that's not a big problem. And then below that, maybe we can add in another section. So I'll go ahead and add in maybe one more section here or two more sections, just so you can kind of understand the feel and the vibe. So now we'll add in this text. And then maybe here we can add in something else like a divider, you know. So we have too much text. So we kind of want to introduce some sort of color or some sort of image. You kind of want to rotate the colors and the text. You don't want a website with too much text because then it just looks tacky, but maybe something like this where the color changes in the background just to take away from all that white, you know? So let's see here if we can find something else. So here we go. I have this Essentials is now available section. I'll insert this. It took me like a minute to find something. So now you guys can see how like we have like this section that kind of introduces a new section, you know. So ultimately you guys can see that using the block system will make making up your website a lot faster. You know, you can make this website in a matter of minutes using the blocks and all of their fonts and images and demos and everything. So now what I'll do is I'll destroy everything. I'll close this. I'll go ahead and, what is that right there? I think that's delete that. Yeah, sometimes weird stuff happens, guys. You know, delete, 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 and delete. So now we're back to square one. But let's just say I want to add in a page. So let's click on pages this time. And now we have pages for our website instead of actually having to add everything by blocks. Now they do have some about us pages and some services pages. They don't have a lot. I wish they had more, unfortunately. Hopefully they will add in more. In fact, I'll probably tell them to add in more and they probably will do it because I make these companies a fair amount of money because I introduce their products. But let's just say, for example, add in this about us section. So we have this about us extended and simple. I'll click on this about us extended. And cool, so now you guys can see that we added in this template. Now right away, you guys notice this is scrunched up to the top. So we need to add some padding here. So remember earlier how we talked about padding? I'll click on these dots. Let's add some padding to the top. So it's not like scrunched up with our menu. So now that looks a little bit better. Now this is a transparent menu. And the reason why it's hard to see is because we were using a template before that had a full background color. So you'll have to go ahead and customize the menu, which we will talk about in the very next section. So now you can see that we have a really cool about us section. Everything looks good and that looks great. So what I'll do here is I'll update it. So now that we have the about us and the home page, maybe we just want to add in one more page, right? We want to add in something like, I don't know, a contact page. So let's do that. Under the plus new, under page, we'll go ahead and type in contact us, right? And for the high top area, I want to go ahead and hide that. We will customize that a little bit later when we talk about the theme customizer, so don't worry. And then I'll click on publish and publish. And now I will click on edit with Elementor. All right, so same thing. Let's go ahead and just grab a template really quick. And let's go ahead and find a contact page here. So I think they do have quite a bit of contact pages that we can use here. They have some really cool ones that are creative, like, you know, a hiring staff one or something like that. It's pretty cool, like a career page. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and just find a simple contact one right here. Or this one looks better. I like this one. There we go. I'll insert this. And there we go. So now we have this contact us page and everything looks pretty good. Now right here, this is saying contact form 7 with a short code because we need to activate the contact form 7 plugin. So what I'll do here is I'll click on update and I'll just go ahead and activate that plugin really quick just to give you an idea of what that is. So when we try to install it with the actual theme, it had that kind of error. If you got that error, no problem. All you have to do here is just go to plugins and click on add new. And under search plugins, you'll type in contact form. That's it. And you're going to see this plugin right here called contact form 7. Just click on install now and activate. So now let's take that contact form and put it on our website. So right here under contact, you'll see contact forms. And what I'll do is I'll copy and paste this shortcode. I'll copy that. We'll go back to our template right here. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just paste the shortcode in like that. And what you're going to see is, let's make sure that bracket's like that. All right, you got to make sure it's 100%. And then what I'll do is I'll click on update and then we'll view the page. And then you're going to see your contact form kind of just propagate like that. So now you have a really cool contact form. Now, in order for people to send contact forms or emails through your website, just go ahead and make sure you have your email listed in the contact form. So I'll click on contact form 1. And then where it says the 2, what we can do is just go ahead and put in your specific email. So I'll just go ahead and put in my email and then click on save. And of course, we can test the contact form. We'll go back over here to pages and go to all pages. And then for the contact us, I'll click on the view. All right, so this is our current contact form. And what I'll do is I'll scroll down right here, put Daryl, dad@aol.com, howdy, hey man. And then I'll just go ahead and click on submit. And our message has been sent. And then right away, you guys can see about a minute ago that the email went directly into my email box. So that's how you would set up a contact form on your websites. So now I've showed you guys a little bit about how to make a contact form. Now we need to talk about how do we add these pages to the menu and how do we even design this menu because it doesn't really look good right now. So let's go ahead and go back over here And let's go to exit to the dashboard. So in this next section, I'll be showing you guys how to create a menu, and then I'll also show you how to assign pages to the menu, and then we'll talk about how to design the menu. So first, what we'll do is go over here to Appearance and click on Menus. Now, usually when you create these demos by default, they have these default demo menus, but we don't really want to use these because they don't really make any sense, and we want to use our current menu. So right here under Delete Menu, I'll click on Delete Menu and click on OK. All right, the Finance Elementor one, I want to delete that one. These are all the demo menus, guys, and I just don't want to use those. So now we have just like a basic menu. So menu one, right? So go ahead and just give your menu a name. And now we have all of these pages, but I want to go ahead and remove all these pages right here. So again, these are just default pages that the actual theme made for us. So this is how you guys can remove pages from your current menu. So I'll go ahead and delete all of these. All right, so now we have menu one, right? Now under pages, I want to click on view all. So we have the actual Finance Elementor one, which we created. So I'll go ahead and click on the Finance Elementor, and then I'll add this to the menu. All right, so we have that as our front one. Now we can also change this title, right? So we'll probably just put home page, just home, right? Home. All right. And then we also have the contact us, right? The contact us, not contact, but the contact us. I'll add that to the menu. And we also made the about us page, right? So right here we have the about us, and I will add that to the menu. These other pages, again, are the default ones they created with the demos, and we don't really want to use those. So here we go. We got the home, the about us, the contact. I'll make this a primary menu, and I'll create the menu. All right, cool. So now we made a menu. Now let's go ahead and check our website to see if the website has been updated with our current menu. So cool, here we go. We got the home page, right? Let's click on the about us. We have the about us page. And now let's click on the contact us page. You guys can't see it that well because of my menu, but not worry, we'll change this in the next section. So cool, we have the pages that we made, and now people can click on them. And also it has that really nice permalink where it says about us, so they can kind of see what the website's all about. So yeah, so now that you guys know how to make pages, now let's talk about how to customize your header and design your menu and everything. All right, now before we actually create a header for our websites, we can actually use some of their templates for headers as well. So they do have templates for headers and footers. So right here under the essentials, we can click on demo import. Now I'm gonna go ahead and close these. Those get quite annoying. And now we have the header section. So the header is essentially just a much faster way to kind of create a header instead of doing it from scratch. So you can see they have all these different type of headers. And remember, these headers will be applied to your menu. And you can assign, you can have a different menu for a different page and go crazy. But let's just use one menu for all of our pages, just to keep it simple. So I'll just use this SEO header right here. So under the SEO header, I'll click on Imports, and I'll click on Yes Import. All right. So now that we imported a header, now let's go ahead and apply it to our website. So what we'll do is go over here to Headers and click on Headers. Now you can see here we have this header SEO. You guys can delete these other ones. These were created by default when we actually imported those demos. So that's just something to consider. But if you guys do delete those, it'll also delete them off your website. So it might look weird or something like that. So, but don't worry, you guys can just, import it again. So right here under header SEO, I'll click on this. And now we can actually use the header builder. So the header builder has three different sections, right? It has the top setting, the main setting, and then it has the stack setting. So what we can do here is we can drag in elements. So let's say, for example, I want to add in my logo. We can drag and drop the logo right there. I can drag in the search. I can also drag in these social icons as well. So you can drag and drop elements onto your menu. Now let's say, all right, I want to get rid of something. So I'll drag this, I'll drag this. Now right here we have this menu section. So I want to make sure that we are using the main menu. So when you actually make a menu, make sure your menu's there. So this is my main menu. I'll save that and I'll click on update. So now what we can do is that we can actually apply this menu for different pages. So let's go ahead and do that. So first, I'll go over here and click on Visit Site. And now I want to click on Edit Page for our home page. So for our home page, now if we scroll down right here, you're going to see it says Custom Header. Now what we can do here is I can use the header SEO for this specific page. And then what I'll do is I'll click on Update. And I will view the page. All right, cool. So now you guys can see we have this different header. So we have the home, the about us, and the contact us. We also have these two buttons right here. Now you guys can actually take the buttons out or you guys can add them. So let's just say, for example, open up a new tab. You don't have to follow me here, but as you're building your menu, you can kind of make changes while you're kind of viewing the actual menu itself. So what I'll do is click on Header SEO and say, you know what? I don't want this button. Let's just go ahead and we'll get rid of that one. But I do want to add some social icons. So I'll take these social icons and I'll put them right there. And then I'll click on Update. And now on your website, just refresh the page. So remember, we deleted this button right there. So I'll refresh the page. And there you go. We have our icons. Maybe right here, we should probably add in our logo, right? That makes a lot more sense. Now the logo, you can't see it because it's white. So we want to go ahead and upload your logo. So right here, I'll click on Upload an Image. And I'll just use one of their demo images for now. I think they might have a black text one like that. Click on Select, Save, and Update. All right, now let's go back over here and just refresh this page. And beautiful. So now you guys can see how you can have a specific menu for pretty much any page. Now let's say, all right, well, let's go a little bit further. Let's click on the About Us. Now you notice on the About Us, we have that old default menu. So what we can do is that we can actually use that same menu again, or we can use another menu. So it's really up to you. So let's go back over here. And what I'll do is I'll just create a new header and just give you an example. So this will be header 2, right? Or maybe something like header 2 about. So essentially what I'm saying is, you know, I only want a header for the About Us page. Now, again, you can kind of make this by default. So you can kind of drag in all these elements. You can add in your logo. You can add in your menu. You can add in the menu. And then let's say, for example, you want space. So what I'll do is say, you know what? Let's just drag in this space and also this divider right here. And how much space do I want? Well, I'll double click on this and I'll just say, you know, a big space and save, right? Now, this is if you want to custom make your own menu. And then also for the menu settings, you can change the background color, you can change the text color and everything right here. So that's if you want to style everything. So let's click on Update. I don't know how this is going to look, so I haven't really added a lot to it. So here we'll throw in a search thing right there or something like that. You know, we'll just get a little bit customizable. And then for the About Us, I'll just click on Edit Page, and I'll assign that specific header to the to this and see how that looks. Hope it looks good here. I'm not sure. All right, so the logo is hard to see, so we probably need to go ahead and put in a black text, right? That kind of makes some sense, right? Yeah, Update. And now let's take a look here. Now it'll probably look better. Yeah, it looks better. Yeah, I probably want to put this on the right side, but now you can see here how you can have virtually a header for pretty much every single page. But what I recommend, guys, is probably just using the same header throughout your website. So let's say, for example, on your contact, let's just assign the default one. Guys, don't get too crazy and have too many different headers. I know it's, you know, it's tempting, but I'll just do the header SEO and click on Update. I'll view the page, and now you can see that we have the default header from the home page and also the contact page. I think it looks really slick. I like how it kind of pops out like that. I really do like the design of this WordPress theme and everything. So that's just a quick rundown of the menus and how you can have different menus for virtually every single page on your website. Next, let's talk about the footer. So we talked about the header, right? Now the footer works the same exact way. So here I'll scroll down and notice how we don't have a footer. Now we can use a default header, or we can use a footer builder just like we made the header. So let's do that. Here under the dashboard, So next we have footers right here. So first I'll click on footers. And there are some footers that are created by default. Now, what's strange about this WordPress theme is that the footers are only available on their templates, but they don't have a section for it just yet. So I think they will be adding that very soon. So right here, you can see we uploaded those templates previously, and now we have this footer from that specific template. So what I'll do right here is I'll just click on view, and this is our current footer. All right, here I'll go back over here, and then we can also view the agency footer, and that was the other footer that we uploaded. So let's go ahead and just click on add a new footer, and this will be like the main footer. And then I'll click on edit with Elementor. Next, I'll click on this template library. So now we have these blocks section right here, and under the category, you can actually just select the footer right here. So that's how you would design the footers, and then you can just go ahead and grab a footer. So what I'll do is I'll just grab in something like this. Let's see right here. We'll do this blue gradient because this one kind of stands out the most. So I'll go ahead and insert this. And right here we have a contact form that we probably could insert, but I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that little shortcode because I don't want a contact form on the footer. And I'll click on publish. So now what we can do is that we can assign this footer to pretty much any page that we want. So let's do that. Let's go back to our website right here. Let's just click on the home page or something. Let's just go back to our here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And if I scroll down, you'll notice we don't have a footer. So let's assign a footer to this page. So right here, I'll click on edit page. And if we scroll down right here, you're going to see that it says a custom footer. And what I'll do is I will select the main footer that we made and click on update. All right, cool. And let's just click on view page. And let's scroll down, just keep scrolling, just keep scrolling, just keep scrolling, and voila. Now we have that beautiful footer at the bottom of our website. So you can do this for pretty much every page, and you can see how this theme is very dynamic. You can have a different header and footer for virtually every page. So what you'll want to do here is just go through each page, and you'll want to assign that footer to also your other pages by just clicking on edit page and just assigning your footer to every single page, just to make sure everything matches and everything looks good. All right, now I know I touched base a little bit about the header and footer, but on your own time, guys, just feel free to go through every option and kind of dig around. I know I didn't cover every single element, every single setting, but I think you guys kind of get the hang of it. You guys can just kind of, read this and understand what this is. One thing I should have mentioned about the header section is that for the header style, you guys can enable a sticky header as well. What that means is when users actually go to your website and they scroll down, the website will be sticky. So it stays there like that. And you can turn that off by just saying no. And that's the end of it. So that's pretty much it. But that's the header builder and the footer builder in a nutshell. It's pretty simple to understand. Just kind of go through it, get comfortable with it, mess around with it for maybe an hour. And then I bet you guys by after the hour, you guys will be full-on professionals. So now that we talked about the actual header and the footer, now let's talk about some of the customizer settings in the back end. So right here, you guys see this essentials section, and now we have this dashboard, and we also have the theme options. So let's first talk about the backend theme options, and then we'll talk about the front end theme options. So this is the back end of the Essentials WordPress theme, and you guys don't have to follow me here, but I just want to go ahead and talk to you about what these features do just to get you comfortable with everything. Now, you guys did purchase this theme, so again, I just want to make sure you guys understand everything because, you guys bought it, and I just want to make sure you guys understand what you bought, right? So first things first, you guys can actually insert your logo. Now, you guys can't see this logo because it's white. So if you guys have a white background like that, it'll just be like a blank box. But if you have something like a black background or some sort of design, you'll be able to see it in your actual, in the box right there. Now, if you guys do need a logo, I understand most people don't have logos yet. You guys can go to fiverr.com and just type in logo. I do have a link below to fiverr.com, and I believe I have a discount code for first-time users, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. And you guys can actually purchase logos from these designers, and they make some really nice logos, for their first time and or for your first time. And once you get a logo right here, you can go ahead and upload it to your website. And the logos are fairly cheap; they don't cost a lot of money, and ultimately they're pretty priced at a good price. So here you can upload your logos, right? Here you have the scroll logo, which is when they scroll down. The mobile logo, which is when they visit your website on a mobile, device. And then we have the custom favicon. Now the custom favicon is this icon right here on the top left. So you can kind of control what kind of favicon users can see on your websites. And then they have some other options, but these options don't really apply to us too much. But I do like this page padding, and I actually have this on my website. So let's just say, for example, I want to add 20 pixels around my website. Here I'll click on Save Changes. I'll go back to my website, and what I'll do here is I'll refresh the page. Now you guys will notice that we have this padding, this little like block, this empty space right here. And, it's pretty creative. I do like that. And if you want to add that to your website, you guys can have this padding around your websites, or you can just take it off. It's really up to you. Also, we can add a border with a colored gradient later, and I'll talk more about that when we talk about the theme customizer options. So here we have pop-ups. So the pop-ups are very easy to actually create. So over here in our pop-ups, I'll click on add a new pop-up, and you guys can actually just make a pop-up really fast. So I'll just do pop-up, and I'll just click on publish, and I'll click on edit with Elementor. Now they do have a library, and that's why I'm just going to use one of their templates just to speed up the tutorial. So right here, I'll click on the folder, and I'll go to the blocks, and they have pop-ups at the way bottom. Maybe they have a category for it. I don't think they do. No, we have to go to the bottom here. So scroll all the way down to the bottom, and this is where they have their pop-ups. So I'll just insert this creative pop-up, and then I'll update this. All right, and that's pretty much it. So now we have created our pop-up. So let's go back over here, and we'll view the page. So now we made that pop-up, and what I'll do is I'll say this is the automatic pop-up, and then you can kind of control how many seconds the pop-up will be displayed on your website. So let's just say 5 seconds, right? Here I'll click on Save Changes. So now I'm saying the pop-up should appear for first-time users when they visit our website on the very first time. So what I'll do is I'll visit the website on another browser. So here's my website, and voila. Now we have this pop-up, and they have to kind of close it in order for it to go away, but it's a really clean pop-up. I love the pop-up builder. It's really simple to get started. There are some other pop-up builders, and they get quite complicated, but they make it pretty easy with this WordPress theme. Next, we have sidebars. Now, I'm not really going to cover sidebars because that's going to talk about blogging and portfolios, and I'm just not going to get into it, but sidebars are essentially just sidebars on your blog post, and that's pretty much it. Next, we have the API keys. So this is where you can enter in your Google API key for Google Maps. You have the cookie consent. You can turn this on or off, and you can also link them to your policy page, and then all those settings there. Page transitions. Now, you guys might have noticed that when we refresh the page, it has that kind of fade and like that. You guys can actually change the page transitions. You guys can turn it on or off. There are more page transitions we can add on the theme customizer, so don't worry about that too much. So next we have the custom 404 page, and you can create a custom 404 page for your website. Now, if you don't know what that is, essentially when users come to like a wrong link or whatever, they're brought to a 404 page. And unfortunately, you can't really design this page, yet with the theme, you can actually make a custom 404 page. So what I'll do here is I'll just make a quick custom 404 page, and then I'll enter a wrong link. All right, so I made a new page, and I just put, custom 404 page, and I'll just grab a template, and I'll simply just go ahead and just use something very, very simple, very, boring, just something quick. And then under this text right here, I'll just put, are you lost? Are you lost? And then here, I'll just put something like go back home, right? Go back home. And then this obviously would want to link them our website, domain.com. You need to make sure you put the HTTP or else it'll actually be another broken link. So just make sure you have that in there. So I just made a 404 page. I'll go back to the 404 page and I will turn this on, right? And I'll just select the 404 page that I made and go to Save Changes. So now let's say, for example, someone visits my website and, they're lost or something like that. It'll then always take them back to this page. And if they click on this, it'll then take them back to the home page. So that's just what they mean by creating a custom 404 page. So next we have these other options. You have the advanced options, about jQuery. I'm not really sure you're gonna get into that. Over here we have the header. Now notice how we actually made a header for our website. You can actually have a global one right here. So maybe it's like, you know what, I just wanna have a header, the header SEO, the one that we made, I wanna apply that for my entire website. You can also do that for your footer as well. You can apply a global footer right here if you want. However, if you do this, you need to make sure you go back to the pages and then select theme defaults. Okay, so let's just say, for example, I'll go to edit page here. Under the custom header, you want to make sure that you select theme default if you decide to actually make this global. So that'll just kind of clear everything up and not make the settings conflict. Also, we have banner, which is pretty cool. You can enable a banner on the top of your websites. So for example, banner text, we'll do Black Friday sale, and a background color. We'll just leave it as a gradient. And then just give you guys an example here, the text color, I'll just change this to white. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So what I'll do here is I'll just go ahead and click on Save Changes. And now let's go ahead and view the website. So now you see we have this banner at the top that says Black Friday sale. Now you guys can always link them to whatever you want right here by clicking on the show banner button, and then you can link them to somewhere like a specific sale. So here I'll just click on Save Changes, and then I'll refresh the page. And now we have this Check It Now button, and of course you can click on this and it can take them to anywhere that you want by setting in the link right there. So next we have the search section, and the search section is just referring to when a user actually clicks on the search icon, they get these kind of waves. You can also see there's a specific color. So you can control all of that right here. So for example, if you want paper slides, now we have 3 layers selected, and what that means is, see how there's 3 layers? There's kind of 1, 2, 3. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what that's referring to. And now you can change these colors to anything that you want. So you can change it from like a red blue to something like a, I don't know, orange yellow, something like that. I'll click on Save Changes, and let's go ahead and see what that does here. So you kind of just have to kind of go through each setting and just kind of like tinker around and just see how the animation is applied on your site. So here I'll click on the search, and now you see how we have this different color. So we just kind of change the colors there, and when you combine these colors, they kind of turn into this gradient, this really nice gradient there. So that's what that search is referring to. It's referring to the actual search box. Next, you have the social icons, and these are referring to the social icons right here. So let's say you want them to go to somewhere specific, like your fan page, or your. I think they have TikTok. No TikTok. Oh yeah, TikTok, or your TikTok or your Twitch. You can go ahead and link them, and when they click on these icons, it'll then redirect them to those specific social networks. Next, we have colors. Now, this is a really quick way on how to implement specific colors on your website without having to keep changing the colors, all the time. So let's say, for example, our primary color on our website is a cyan, right? And our secondary color is a red, right? So we have cyan as a primary, and our secondary color is red. Now, what I'll do here is I'll click on Save Changes. And if we go to our page builder, you can actually go ahead and just apply those default colors. And instead of having to, go find the color, you can just use that. So for example, let me just give you an example here. What I'll do here is I'll click on this text, right? Or I'll click on, here we go. We'll click on, so we'll click on any of this text, right? And in the title format, you're gonna see title color. So now you can go ahead and apply those globals. So we have primary, right? And the primary color we selected was this cyan color, or cayenne, or whatever you want to call it. C followed by E or I, and sometimes after Y has the sound of S. For all you phonics internet, gurus, you're gonna tell me, oh, Daryl, that's not how it sounds. It's like, well, I don't know. C followed by E or I and Y sometimes have the sound of S, whatever. Right, so that is just, that's what we're referring to here when we're talking about colors. And then also we have the gradient colors. You can make your own gradients. In fact, you can even use a 3 gradient color scheme, which is pretty cool. So if you want to go ahead and select that, you can go ahead and have a primary gradient color, and you can kind of get customizable and all of that stuff. And then we have the main colors, and you can kind of just adjust these colors to your theme and however you want to do that. So that's what the colors are referring to. It's more of a global basis. And then we have the advanced section where this is for CSS, where you can insert CSS and I'm assuming this is the header, footer, and this is the body right here. So for you devs, I'm assuming this is for the body. And for the blog guys, now the blog does have a lot of really cool features. Unfortunately, for this part of the tutorial, I will not be covering the blog and the portfolio because this video can easily drag on for another hour, and I just don't want to do that. But you guys can just learn about, the blog and the portfolio just by messing with the options. It'll take you like 30 minutes, all right? So don't be too lazy, all right? So that's what these options are referring to. So the portfolio blog, we're going to skip. So sad. We'll come back to that sometime later. Now, we also have the page background color. If you have no color, you can have a color by default on your backgrounds. So that's what that's referring to. And again, this is for the sidebar. And maybe for another video, if you guys want me to do a video on the sidebar and the blog and the portfolio, I will go ahead and do that. But for this video, I'm just not going to cover the sidebar and the blog portfolio. So sad. Next time, guys. Next time. And then here we have the actual typography. You can set your specific typography, and you can actually have your WooCommerce store look how you want. They have different settings. I'll give you guys a quick preview about this. I'm not even supposed to. We're not even going to cover WooCommerce, but I just want to give you a general idea of what the layouts or what the WooCommerce products look like here. So here's just an example. This is my website. It's darylwilson.com, and you guys can see I have a list of products. And what I can do is I can adjust these, and I can change these to various different styles. So here are a list of my products, right? And under my theme options, I can change this to something like full image. Click on save, and if I refresh the page, the products will be displayed differently. So something like that. And yeah, they have a few different other options, and you guys can see I'm using this same WordPress theme on my website. I'm not just some, I'm not some fake guru or some BS guy who just recommends random products on the internet and doesn't use it. I actually use all of these products that I recommend, and so here I'll refresh the page. And then, yeah, I like this one. I think it's suitable. So the same options apply for your blog. You can, make your blog look different. So you guys can see here how I chose this style right here. I just feel like it's very friendly. I just feel like it's very soothing to the eye. It's just very, it's digital. It's kind of trending. I like the style. I like the look. So you can kind of go through each of these options and change your style of whatever you want on your website. So that's basically the back-end options with the Essentials WordPress theme. It does take time to get used to, guys, but I'm giving you guys more of a crash course. But I think at this point, you guys are kind of getting the hang of it. Now that you guys understand about the back-end theme options, let's quickly talk about the front-end options of your website using the theme customizer. And I really do like this color I created on accident. I was just messing around with these colors, but I really do like this gradient. And back in my color options, you guys can see that I selected this as my first, the middle, and then the gradient to the right. So that's what the 3-color gradient is. And, just by tinkering around, you can kind of understand, how things work. So let's go ahead and go to the theme customizer. Now, you guys are pretty much, you guys are becoming experts at this point. So let's go ahead and just cover the theme customizer really quick, and then we'll just go ahead and move on to the next section. So we have the site identity. And again, this is where you can upload your logo. You can give your site title name and then your tagline as well. Also, if you want to add a site icon, which is this icon at the very top right, you can go and upload it right there. And then here we have colors. This is just the heading text color, the background color. A lot of these options, guys, are actually available in the actual the backend theme customizer. So you do get a little bit more control in the backend theme options, but every theme has a theme customizer. So I just want to kind of introduce it to you. Now the header image, this will appear on the header of every page. However, this is very outdated, and I just don't even recommend using those. Background image, we really don't need this. Essentially, guys, these options right here are not really important. The only really important one is the home page here. So let's just say, for example, you make a home page, right? You need to assign your home page as the home page. So when they visit your website, tutorialdomain.com, or whatever your website is, domain.com, you need to select a specific home page. And when they go to your website, it'll take them to that specific page. So for example, I'll set features here and I'll click on publish. Now, when I go to my website, the first page it's going to go on to, it's going to take them to the features page. You understand how that works? So this is just some other page that we made, and this is basically, this is just taking them to that specific page. So for the home page, you always want to select your main home page just to make sure that your users are navigated properly. And one more tip, guys, whenever you get logged out of your website, you can always log in. So right here, I'll click on log out. Let's say you go to your website and you just click on enter and you cannot log in. Remember, to log into your website, all you need to do is type in -wp-admin, and then you'll go ahead and enter in your credentials that you created when you first signed up with WordPress. If you forgot your credentials, you can click on lost your password and it'll go directly to your email inbox. So I'll click on login. All right, so you guys have a good understanding of now how to build your website and design it. Now there is one more option, and I do want to talk about these options before we go on to chapter 2, which is the business plan. I want to talk about the actual Pixford options when you click on edit page. So every time you edit a page, you're going to see these options right here. And I just want to make sure you understand what these are before we go on to the next section. So every time you edit a page or create a page, you'll notice you have these Pixford options. Now right here we have this page intro background image. Now if you want to have an image in your background for every page that you create by default, you can add it right here. However, you can always go ahead and go to the theme options and select a background image, and this will be your global for your introductions if you want to go that route. So that's basically what that is referring to. Now you also have this hide top area intro. So you can actually select the theme defaults to turn this section on every page if you want to do that by going to your pages, intro, and turning this on. You can also select specific shape dividers. So let's say, for example, you want to have something else. I'll refresh this page, and then you'll see we have these other, ooh, those are really ugly. Hold on. We gotta, whoa. The hell is that? What is that? So we gotta change that here. So let's refresh the page, and whatever, that's cool. Actually, I think that one was the best. I think that's the winner. So that's how you would kind of design that. Now you can actually select that as a theme default, or you can take it off, or you can add it to this specific page. So that's what that's referring to. Now also you might notice that we have these gradients again. These gradients can be put here by the actual overlay color. So whatever gradient that you have or whatever color you want to put, you can go ahead and select it right here. Now there's also other options, like you can disable the title, you can disable the title animation, and there's just other various options on the pages and the intro. But the pages and the intro are referring to this specific section right here. So that's what that's referring to. Next, we have the section slides and also the dark section slides navigation. Now, essentially what this does is that it allows you to create specific sections. So if they click on it, it'll take them to their home or the features or their, the contact us or whatever it is that you want to navigate them on your page. However, you do have to have Elementor Pro for this specific feature. And if you want to kind of mess around with these settings, you can kind of mess around with them and update it. And what this will do is that it'll kind of create this section where each specific section has like this different layer, and as you scroll down, the layers will disappear. I'll leave this fact in the description of this video. You will need Elementor Pro for this specific feature, so I'm not really going to go into detail about it or talk about it too much because it can be a little bit confusing and it will take more time. So that is that specific section in a nutshell. You guys can check out this page if you guys want more info on that. Here we have the header, which we talked about before, the custom footer, which we also talked about before. Then you can apply a custom sidebar, and then you can also apply a sticky sidebar to your page. But again, I will cover this probably in another video when we talk more about blogging and portfolios. So that is that section in a nutshell. So that is pretty much all of the section, guys. If you guys need any help with this WordPress theme or something that I didn't cover or something about this website tutorial that you need help with, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'm always here to help. I do respond to comments quite actively. So that's pretty much it for chapter 1, guys. I hope I was very clear. Congrats on your new websites. And then again, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. With that said, let's go ahead and move on to chapter 2, which is starting your business plan. All right, congratulations. We have finished chapter 1. So now people can come to your website and kind of see what kind of services you are offering for your digital marketing agency business. Now, I know I made it look really fast, guys, making a website, but feel free to take as much time as you want, change the colors, the structure, and just design it however you want. It took me like 2 months to build my website, guys, so I totally understand. Now, in this next section, we'll be focusing more on the business aspect of your website. So I'll be talking about like my personal advice on the best ways to approach doing business online. I'll also be showing you how to make contracts online and how to accept payments for your digital marketing agency websites, and also how to prevent from getting scammed, which I've seen a lot in my Facebook group. I've had people run agencies that they run into scammers, so I'll be talking about that in this section of the video. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into chapter 2 of creating a business plan for your new digital marketing agency business. Okay, so let's say, for example, you guys want to learn how to actively do digital marketing, or you want to learn SEO, you want to learn Facebook ads, you want to learn Google ads. I'll go ahead and give you guys some websites so you can learn digital marketing, and these are really helpful and great websites. Now, udemy.com is probably the most popular website out there. You can learn pretty much anything. In fact, I learned how to do Final Cut Pro with this website. So the video you're watching right now, I learned from an instructor on udemy.com. You guys can also use skillshare.com. They do have tons of courses on everything: digital marketing, SEO, Photoshop. So you guys can go ahead and check out this website, and they do have categories. And you know, this extends a lot further than just technical computer stuff. They have yoga courses, they have cooking, they have everything. So there's a course for literally everything on this website. And you know, search for anything. Let's just do like Facebook ads. So let's say, for example, you want to learn how to start a Facebook ads digital marketing agency. There are tons of courses on here that will show you how to use or do digital marketing for whatever niche you're in. It could be Facebook, Google ads. Now, I know right now it shows the Thai bots, but this is an American website. I'm actually in Bangkok, Thailand right now, so it shows my prices in Thai bots. But for all of you watching this, it probably showed dollar, or it converts it to your currency from wherever you are from. Now, I'll go ahead and give you guys some tips on some of these courses when you're looking for them. So you want to look for courses with the longest amount of hours. So I know that sounds like very tedious, like, oh, Daryl, that's a lot of work. But you want to go ahead and register for courses that pack the most value in their courses. For example, we have this guy right here with 3 hours, and we have this guy over 25 hours. I can guarantee you we probably will learn more about Facebook ads in this course than in this course. Now, I know a lot of these instructors, they might not be like the best, you know, they might not speak the best, they might be a little awkward, but they still know their stuff. And you guys can go ahead and check out the ratings, read the comments, read what people are saying about these courses. So by using this website, you guys can master, you know, whatever you're trying to learn. And that's very helpful, because if you are going to learn something like Google ads or Facebook ads, it's important to take a course on it first before you even start the business. Let's be honest, you know, and then of course you can hire help, you can hire someone to help you out, and you can kind of supervise them to make sure they're doing their job. So there are a lot of good courses. This one right here looks pretty promising. Also, this one here by Course Envy. This is a pretty popular Facebook's ads tutorial. You guys do want to look at when the course was updated, okay? So you can see here last updated on 4/2021, so it's up to date. And also this guy here, he updates his course. That's very, very important. I did like my past instructor. His name was Isaac Rudensky. However, he hasn't really taught any new courses, but the guy was really, really smart, and he really taught me Google ads pretty well. So udemy.com, you know, check it out. You guys can learn anything about digital marketing, SEO. They do have tons of SEO courses, Photoshop, social media marketing. This course right here, it's 23 hours. I've never taken this course, but it looks very interesting, and it has a lot of high ratings. The digital marketing course, 12 courses in one. So by taking these courses, you guys can kind of learn digital marketing, and then you can kind of apply it for your business. Because I realize some of you watching this, you guys might be doing different things. Someone might be watching this that wants to start a Google ads agency. Someone else wants to do Facebook. But maybe that course right here will, you know, you'll learn, where was it? There we go. Maybe this one right here will teach you everything. So just try to pack as much information in your brain as much as possible. You always want to improve yourself. Now, one thing also is I like to use Evernote. And as you're making your agency, You guys are going to be saying like, okay, tomorrow, what are we going to do? This day, what are we going to do? Guys, write it down. I'm telling you, if you write it down, it's going to make your life 10 times better, because it's really hard to say, oh yeah, I'll do that on Wednesday. And then Wednesday never comes. You know, you don't get anything done. So you want to make sure that you write everything down. Evernote is a free service, doesn't cost you anything. You can share these notes with your partners and then they can update it and then it syncs up back to you. So it's really, really cool. For example, I need this service because I have so much going on in my YouTube channel and my career. I have to look at a plugin. After the plugin, I have to start my tutorial on a whole nother, on another plugin, and that's gonna take a long time. Here I have wait a week, which means like take a break, take a 3-day break, whatever. I gotta put myself on vacation. And then here we have the video scheduled for the week after. So we have these 3 videos that I'm making. Convert website. Here we go. Convert website. It's convert website to mobile app. Here we go. To mobile app. But I know what it meant already. You know, I have like notes I kind of write to myself only, you know, that no one else, no one else knows about, you know. So convert website to mobile app. And then here we have the, social website starts. And, so on and so forth. And then I have things to remind me of, do this, do this, do this, pay my taxes, whatever. But when you write this stuff down, it really, really helps speed up the process of everything. And it makes you a lot more efficient. So I highly recommend to write all this stuff down. It's a free service. So yeah, I do want to introduce you guys to these services because you guys can use all these services to help you on your journey of digital marketing. So I just wanted to go ahead and introduce you all to these courses and also Evernote. One thing to note, guys, is they have tons of sales on this website. So 479 bots, that is about $15, 15 bucks, really, really, really cheap. So all the courses on this website are really cheap, and wait till they have sales. They always have sales on this website, guys. So just make sure you guys get part of the sale. This right here, I believe, is $10, or yeah, it's 340 baht is around $10. Yeah, somewhere around there. So yeah, but yeah, anyways, make sure to check out this website and also use Evernote to keep you a lot more organized. All right, party people, welcome to chapter 2. Now in this section, I'm gonna help you guys with your business plan. There's a lot of things to consider when starting your own online business, and there's a lot of different ways on how you can approach it. So let's go ahead and tackle each one at a time to make sure that you're ready and you got everything that you need to start an online digital agency. So first off, I have a blog post in the description of this video, and you guys can use this to follow along. Now, right now this is private, but when you're watching this, I'll make it public for all of you guys so you guys can actually see it. So we actually went through chapter 1, and that was making the website. And making a website takes time. In fact, my website right here, I did a lot of work to it. You guys can see that it looks really good. It looks clean. And but it took me a while to find my brand, and I finally found it. So it will take you guys quite some time, and that's okay. So chapter 1, we are all finished. Now let's go ahead and check out chapter 2. So we're going to talk about everything in this section here. So the first thing, guys, is your brand. So create a brand. Create something that when people see your specific color, they will know it's your website. For example, when people see my website, they know I have this white, black, and red sort of digital agency style look. And every company that you're going to come across has the same exact brand. I mean, look at Android, look at Apple, look at this website. I mean, all these websites, they all carry a specific brand and color, and you recognize them immediately. You don't want to have multiple colors on your website. In fact, when you are designing your website, carry no more than 3 colors, 3 to 4 colors, and that's about it. If you go to any of these websites, you're going to notice that they don't have a lot of different colors on it because they want to create their brand. So for example, you guys have seen the pink brand, Barbie, Victoria's Secrets, the Yahoo logo, the Hallmark, Nike, Vimeo, LinkedIn, Dell. They always have the same color scheme, and they carry that throughout their website. Now, as an agency, I recommend doing something. It really depends. It's really hard to tell you what color to pick, but I find that brighter colors tend to be more favorable than dark colors. Dark colors tend to be more either expensive or high ends. Like for example, if you look at Rolls-Royce, they're gray. Apple, they're also gray. A lot of the luxury cars like Mercedes-Benz, they're all gray. It's kind of like that high-end look. The same thing with black. Black can also be very high-end. Colors like red or brighter colors tend to have more engagement, in my personal opinion. But that's really not that important. You guys can worry about your brand later. But as you create your brand, just make sure you carry it throughout your website and your business. So I have this psychology guide right here, and you guys can just get some ideas on it. So for example, McDonald's is red, Coca-Cola is red, and that's just their brand. And yellow right here, optimism, fun. So when you're making your website and you're doing everything, just remember to keep your brand. Branding is super important, guys. You really want to make sure that your brand is recognizable. When someone sees a specific logo or color, they automatically know it's you, right? I mean, you guys all know the McDonald's logo, right? Especially in America, you guys all know that logo. So just be mindful about that, and you want to carry that throughout your website. So when choosing colors, just be mindful about the type of colors that you pick. We have this this little guide right here that shows you red is like, power, passion, excitement, energy. Orange is happiness, joy, etc. Yellow, and so on and so forth. Have you noticed that a lot of these companies, like social companies and also banks, use the color blue? Because blue is a trustworthy color. When you see blue, your brain is saying, oh, trust us, trust us. And guys, that's really how it works. When you see blue, you're just kind of favored to say, oh, I bet they're a good company. That's why all these social websites, they want to steal your privacy policy information, and the only way to do that is to have a blue color and look like a good person, right? So that is just my opinion, guys, okay? So, but anyways, just carry your brand throughout the websites and make it colorful, make it vibrant, make it nice. Or if you're a luxury high-end company, go with gray and black. Gray, black, and white can be good if you're trying to attract clients on a higher end scale. So now that we talked about branding and the colors and the color scheme. And again, guys, carry more than 3 colors, 4 colors. Do not have a lot of different colors on your website. It's a quick way on how to make your brand unrecognizable, and also it just looks like crap. It just looks really bad. So just keep that into consideration. Next, we have who is your client. So you have your branding done, right? So you have your colors, you have your style, your presentation. Who are you marketing to? Now, don't say everybody, okay? Do not say, oh, everybody. No. That's the worst answer that you could possibly have. For example, look at Android's website. Android is generally geared for lower income people who have a smaller budget, right? So you can see how Android kind of has this like user-friendly atmosphere, and you can kind of tell that they're kind of geared more for lower-end clients or lower-income people. You can see Apple's website right away. I mean, iPhones are really, really expensive, and the phones are just becoming more and more expensive, and now they're doing these stupid payment plans where, oh, $40 a month payment, but it's like the phone's still $1,000, but that's how they get you, right? So you can kind of see here how the branding really takes recognition. Also, Wix.com. Now, Wix.com is geared more for lower income users, and that's fine. It doesn't matter if they're high income or low income. It's just picking a specific audience. So someone with $50,000 is not going to go to Wix and say, hey, make me this website. They're going to say, no, go to our pricing plan and just do that, So they're just picking a specific audience, and that's fine. So when you're building your business, you got to pick an audience. You got to understand who your client is and who you're marketing it to. Also, take a look at Clutch.co. I mean, Clutch.co, these guys have website companies that start off at $50,000. I mean, this one right here, Blue Fountain Media, these guys are charging minimum $50,000 for websites, but they work with top brands only. So they work with like Microsoft, Sony, Cathay Bank, FedEx, all these high-end companies. So they're still, I'm sure Wix makes more money than these guys, but these guys are still picking their audience, and that's exactly what you want to do. So when you are starting a business, guys, don't say your client is every single person out there. You want to kind of, go through and see who's actually suitable for your services. So just keep that in mind when you're starting your business. And you guys can read more about what I talked about this and what I think and everything. Next is developing your services. Now, guys, this is kind of a very common mistake for beginners, and I'm sure everyone watching this video is going to make the same mistake. Don't offer 50 services, okay? Just focus on maybe 3 to 4 services, and that is it. The reason why is, let me just give you an example. So this is someone in my Facebook group. They have a really nice website, and I do think their services are great. So right here, you can see that they're focused more on like making websites, app development, web development. It even says it right here, digital marketing, design. They have all of their works, and it looks great, and to me, I'm thinking, wow, these guys are going to make me really nice looking websites. And under the services tab, they have animations. you know? And if I'm actually looking for an Adobe After Effects artist or someone to actually make me animations, they kind of slid it in here like it's kind of like a last resort kind of thing. Or looking at a company like Video Rubik's, where they solely focus all their business on one service. So me, you know, if I'm looking to hire someone for Adobe After Effects, I'm probably going to go with these guys, right? So the more services that you offer, you sort of dilute and you kind of dilute your overall brand. But offering 3 to 4 services is still not a bad idea, because web design, app development, marketing, and graphic design, they all go together. But animations, yeah, you know, at that point, they're kind of like going a little bit too far. So when you are offering services, just keep it to like a 3 to 4 minimum when you are talking about digital agencies. Now, of course, like if you're a barber, you're not going to offer 9 services, right? You're just going to offer cutting hair. But since we're in the digital world, it's a little bit different. So just keep that in mind. So also when you are marketing and you offer a lot of different services, and when someone comes to your website for the first time, it's going to be a very poor ROI. So people are going to come to your website and say, oh, cool. So what do you offer? Oh, 10 different things? Okay, well, it doesn't really sound that good to me. I'm leaving, you know, and you lose your money when you're marketing. So you want to make sure that you're offering a little bit of services. You know, keep it around 3 services. Here you guys can see I gave a bad example. So if you're a digital marketing agency, don't offer computer repair services, which I'm sure people do, saying, oh, you know, we also do this, we also do that. It's like, nah, no, you don't. Get out of here. You know, you guys are scammers. And then there you go. You lost a client because you're offering too many services. Now we'll come back to the pricing model a little bit later, the last section. So we'll skip that for now. And also, this is very important, guys, choosing a legal structure. So my business is an S Corp, and there's a few different business types you guys can pick. So when you are getting started out, you should pick some sort of business formation. Now, if you're getting started out for the very first time, you can be a sole proprietor, and that's fine. So the only con with being a sole proprietor is that you're on the hook for everything. So what that means is, let's say someone decides to sue you, they have access to not just your business income, but to all of your personal income as well. So that can be a problem. But if you're a sole proprietor, someone just getting started out, I don't really think anyone's going to sit there and like, you know, sue you for everything if you're not even like making any money. So don't get too scared. Even me, myself, when I first got started out, I was a sole proprietor for 2 years. And then later on, I decided to say, you know what, maybe I should offer some sort of legal protection. And I filed as an S Corp. So the S Corp, to me, you save a little bit more money on taxes. The LLC, it's very popular, but you have to pay self-employment tax. And you also have to pay the taxes wherever you're from or whatever states. And it can be a bit overwhelming. And yeah, you could be taxed a little bit more, but with the S Corp and the LLC, at least you're protected legally. So what that means is, let's say you guys decide to sue me, well, and I've paid myself millions and millions of dollars through the year, you guys can only sue what the business has made and not what the business has paid me directly. So my personal money is safe, and the business would be liable, but my income is safe. So when you are getting started out, you might want to consider starting some sort of formation. And again, you don't have to rush it. You can just be a sole proprietor and file a DBA, which is doing business as, and then just, you know, do your business and go on your very merry way. So that's just something to consider. As your business grows, you might want to consider filing something as an S Corp or an LLC. Nonprofits, yeah, that really wouldn't work for you because you're making profit. So, but yeah, ask your accountant, see what they say, see if they can give you some financial advice, because that's just, you know, I'm just giving you guys my personal experience on what I've done in the past. So I'm not giving you guys legal advice. I'm just telling you guys what I've done. So that's just something to consider. So now that we talked about the business types and everything, let's go ahead and keep scrolling down here and hiring help. So you are going to come across times where you get bigger projects or you get clients that want something a little bit out of your league, you want to say, or that might be too much. And guys, don't be scared to hire help. You know, go to freelancer.com, go to fiverr.com and get help. You know, a lot of these people actually here are pretty good. And I know Fiverr and Freelancer have a very bad reputation by saying, oh, they're just trash. You know, they're bad. They're beginners, blah, blah, blah. That is so not true. You know, I have got many developers from Fiverr who worked on many big projects with me and also helped me with my website when we have a lot of customization with, you know, we want to customize the PHP or we want to customize the style sheet of the theme. we actually have developers that help us with that because it's too time consuming for me to do everything. So if you are looking for someone like digital marketing or SEO or a developer or a content writer, check out freelancer.com and fiverr.com. They are great resources on how to pick up more help for you and your business, because you don't want to hire employees. I mean, not until you get bigger. Once you get bigger and you have a really big clientele, then maybe hire employees. But if you're just getting started out, just use freelancers. It's the easiest way to do it, and it's a lot cheaper. So, and don't feel ashamed or embarrassed about it. Who cares what anyone thinks? Seriously, I don't care what anyone thinks about me. So we'll talk about payments last. We'll talk about payments and pricing a little bit at the end, because I'm going to show you guys how to actually accept payments on your websites. And a very, very, very important thing. This is probably one of the more important things about this whole section is proposals, online contracts, and getting them to sign. So let's first talk about why you want to do this. So why do you want to have a proposal? Why do you want to have contracts? Well, a big reason is, have you guys ever heard of, here, I'll go ahead and show you guys here. So have you guys ever heard of chargebacks? Well, if you have not heard of chargebacks is when someone actually calls their bank or calls the company and said they didn't authorize something, or someone stole their credit card or something like that. Now, to be honest, they're very hard to prove, and the banks really aren't police. They're not going to sit there and they're not going to really go through all the paperwork to see what's happened. And a lot of the times chargebacks are done in an unethical manner. So let's say, for example, you paid me $1,000 for the website, right? You paid me, I got your money, and then, or let's reverse the rules here. So I bought your services for $1,000. You got $1,000. A month later, I got my website. I call my bank and I say, hey guys, I got this $1,000 charge. I don't know who this is. Someone stole my credit card. And guess what happens? They take that money and they give it back to me. So now I have the website and the $1,000. So chargebacks are the number one biggest problem with dealing with transactions online. And the sad part is that a lot of the times they're just done by people who are dirtbags. They're done by people who just want to screw people. And that's the nature of chargebacks. There are some instances where your credit card really got stolen and people really were victim of theft. And that's true. And that's why chargebacks exist. But there are a lot of people out there who use it to a very bad advantage. So the only way to protect yourself is by hiring or having an online contract. Now, there's a few different ways on how you can do that. So there's a lot of websites that offer, online contracts, like DocuSign. DocuSign is one of them, and they're a free service. Now, when they get your service, they will be forced to sign something saying, we agree, we understand, this is where we're spending our money. Now, when you have an online contract, that's going to help you can never 100% protect yourself against chargebacks, but it'll actually give you protection saying, well, no, we have the contract, and what they said was a bunch of BS. So it does give you a little bit of protection while you're actually doing business online. Also, a website called proposable.com. Now, I really like this website because this website is they create proposals for you, and they also create contracts for you at the same time. So you get the signature, you get the proposal, and you get the contract all in one. So, and you can also accept payments as well. So it's a really good service. And if you are getting started out, I recommend using some sort of proposal software. You guys can use like PandaDoc, or you guys can use DocuSign, or you can use proposable.com. Now, I do have a full nother video where I talk about Proposable. I go through the ins and outs. I show you guys how to make a proposal, and we kind of go through everything, what to say, what not to say. The video is around 18 minutes, so I'm not really going to cover it in this section because I kind of go in the nitty gritty and I talk about like 3 different styles of proposals and stuff like that. So be sure to watch this video. Go ahead and check it out. It is a monthly service. I'm not an affiliate. Their pricing isn't that bad. And for the pricing, it'll really save you from chargebacks. And guys, I got to be honest, that's the number one thing when you're dealing with people online is chargebacks. So just protect yourself. So here's an example of an online proposal, right? And this is from proposable.com. So let's just say, for example, I'm a web designer. Now, of course, you can be a digital marketer. You can offer your SEO services. In fact, in these web design proposals, people also do offer SEO packages. So this would be like an ideal proposal. You offer an introduction about your company, saying this is what we do. You can say this is who we are. And you have this beautiful white girl right here, and Lisa Stone, you know, talking about her service. You got this handsome old man, or is he good looking? I don't know. Someone let me know. But anyways, he's you know, they're just giving you a feel for the company here, what they do, the tools and technology. And then down here, we kind of scroll down, and here they kind of would put in the pricing, saying, hey, this is how much it costs, and this is what we're going to do on your website. And then scrolling down here, they give an estimate. So around $11,000. You can also do like web hosting and ongoing payments, so that it's like a recurring fee. And then down here, they'll have to agree and sign the contract. So let's say, for example, they got your services for $10,000, and then later on they call the bank and they say, well, I don't know who did this. Oh, I guess I get all my money back. No, you have some sort of protection. And for an amount this big, for like $10,000, they would probably go to small claims. Not like, you wouldn't go to like a legitimate court and you wouldn't have like litigation, but you would have some sort of arbitration / small claims court. I think in California it's $12,000. In Nevada it's around $10,000. In other states it's $8,000. So it just depends on where you're from. The small claims amount varies, and I know that because obviously I worked in the court system at one point. So by doing this, you can kind of protect yourself and you know, prevent yourself from getting charged back. It really does suck, guys. I've been charged back before, and I had clients who I worked with, and then guess what? They charge me back and they say F you, and I'm like, ugh. I was like, well, nothing I could have done because I didn't have a contract. And I'm just like, I learned the hard way. So you don't want to wait, guys. You don't want to wait till it's too late. So protect yourself, get a contract. All right, so here I pulled up a contract for you guys. So this is from pandadoc.com, and you guys can use like Pandadoc, Reposable. They all have contracts that you guys can use. And you just want to make sure that you are exactly clear on who you are and who they are, because I've even had clients in the past who charged me back and then they claim that wasn't their name because I didn't put their middle name. And I'm like, okay, no. You know, like that's a little bit too much. So you just want to put your company name. You want to put their name. If you can, get their details, like their business location, put in your business location, who you are. And you just want to be as transparent as possible to say, no, that is that person and this is me. We were in a transaction together and it didn't work out in the end. So again, this will protect you from chargeback. So you really want to make sure that you have a contract with you and your services. So now that we talked about the actual the contracts, now let's go ahead and talk about the pricing model. So again, I've already made another video on pricing, and I really can't give you guys a good analysis of pricing because each of you watching this video might be in different niches. However, there's a few different ways on how to approach pricing. You know, you guys can do a flat fixed rate, you know, so how much does the website cost? We can give you a quote of around $1,000 or something like that for the website. You guys can also do a custom pricing. So you can kind of ask them for the details first, saying, okay, what do you want, and what the features are you want, what kind of marketing packages do you want, and just kind of get a good understanding of what they want, and then give them a custom pricing later. Now that is usually for higher end clients. So if you are a digital marketer and they want some sort of Facebook ads every single month and they have a very, very, very large audience, then you might have to do some custom pricing. Then you might have to think, well, you know, let me take a look at your page and the engagement rate and see what's going on here. Because if other pages and they want you to help market it, it might have maybe just 100 followers. So you can't charge them the both rate of the same, you know, it wouldn't make any sense. So you need to make sure that custom pricing is an option. Also, you guys can see from this video, we talked about hourly pricing. I don't like hourly pricing. I think, look how happy I look right there. I look so happy. But I think hourly pricing to me is just not really suitable for digital agencies. It could be for websites, but for marketing, it doesn't really work out because number one, I can't see what you're doing. Number two, it creates a sense of distrust. Like, I don't really trust someone because it's like, well, like how do I know that's the hours that you spent? And it just doesn't really fit well with me, to be honest. Now, of course, if you are on a consulting basis, that might be a whole different story because they can physically see the time they're spending with you. Or if you're a lawyer, then you would probably bill the hours, and that's fine because you guys have discovery, and discovery can take, you know, God knows how long. So that's something to consider. Also for designers, you guys can do something like price per page or price per, you know, I don't know, price per image that you make if you're a logo designer or something like that. But these are just some ideas I talk about in this video about pricing. Whatever pricing plan you go with, try to keep it reasonable. Like for example, if you're going to do something like web design, don't do like $10,000 a page. Just do something like $1,000 a page. If you are building a website, maybe around like a total price of around $5,000. If you are doing digital marketing and you are offering an SEO package, keep it around like 500 to 1,000, just depending on how many keywords they pick. So again, keep your prices reasonable. Don't go too crazy and stuff like that. But pricing is always kind of tricky, but there are a few different pricing models, and I'll leave this video in the description below. It works for every type of business. It doesn't have to be web design. It could be digital marketing, SEO. And the good thing about SEO and digital marketing is that they're usually recurring. So they're usually paying every month, which is a good thing. That's a very good thing. So now that we talked about the actual, I'll leave this video in the description below so you guys can go ahead and check out some of the pricing models for your websites. But now that we talked about like the pricing models, your services and everything, now let's talk about how you're gonna accept money on your website using various tools. All right, so in this section, guys, I'm going to talk to you about how to collect payments on your website using various methods. Now, I would recommend, one or two methods, but I realize everyone out there might have a specific need or style of how they want to collect their payments. So in this section, I'll be talking about how to collect payments and also kind of touching base again on proposals. Now, before you guys talk about like proposals and you guys build up a client list, just go ahead and go to like Evernote or something and just make a list, and I used this when I first got started. So just have like a list of leads. No one is going to accept your service on the first time. So you want to go ahead and kind of build up a lead list. So for example, you write down their phone number, you got the owner, and the name is very important because once you kind of get past that initial person, like a receptionist, you want to know the name of the person who's in charge of the financial decisions. So try to get the name of the person. If you call them and they say, oh, John isn't available or something like that, just try to push your way in there. Also make sure that you record the dates that you called and then follow up, guys. So a lot of the time these owners are really busy and they don't have time to sit around and deal with websites all day. So we have to kind of accommodate that. So just put it then like, I called on the 10th. Let me go ahead and call again on the 13th. And then here I put something like hot or cold. Now you guys can kind of like put like the, how did they, I guess you want to say like, was it a warm lead? Was it a cold lead? And something like that to give you an idea of how important it is. Now, don't use any expensive CRM software. Just use something free. I'm using Evernote right here, and I just made a table using these little table things because again, you don't need to spend a bunch of money on a bunch of stuff you don't need. You just want to focus on getting business. So while you are creating proposals and you're gathering a client list, make sure you guys have a lead list. It'll really, really help you guys out. So the first one, how you can accept payments, is actually using the WooCommerce plugin that comes with WordPress. Now, WooCommerce is free, doesn't cost you anything. And essentially, you guys can see I have a bunch of products on my website right here. And this is exactly what your product would look like. So you'd have a shop page, and they can add a specific service to the cart. So for example, let's say you're offering SEO services or some sort of marketing services. You can create the product title, give some description about it, and then put the price right there, and then an image, and then they can add that to the cart, and then they can purchase this product on your website. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now, the WooCommerce plugin is free. It doesn't cost you anything to get started. If you do want to go this route, you guys can go ahead and check out this video. It literally takes like 5 minutes to install the plugin and just to make the product. It's really, really fast and simple. It has a bunch of different integrations, so it integrates with Stripe and PayPal. I recommend integrating it with Stripe. Stripe is the easier method to accept payments. And you guys can also use PayPal as well. PayPal is a good service. We'll talk more about PayPal in just a bit, but yeah, that's how you can accept the payments using the WooCommerce plugin. Next, we have options like Proposable, and I prefer using Proposable, or there's a bunch of different websites. I'll link them in the description below. I have another video in the proposal video where I talk about like 4 different websites, so you don't have to use this one. I'll give you 3 or 4 other websites that you can use. But I do like this because it's straight to the point. It's a contract, and also you can see here how we can charge them per a monthly basis, and they have like the recurring option. It has a Stripe integration. However, it doesn't have PayPal, but I believe PandaDoc does have a PayPal integration. So, the reason why I prefer this is because it's a contract itself. You collect the payment and you get the signature from the client. And the signature, again, you guys saw my previous section, is very, very important because that'll protect you against chargebacks. So you guys can see here that this is just like, you know, they have a bunch of different templates. In fact, this is just one of them, but they have like, I think like 200 templates or something like that. So over here under proposals, I'll click on a new proposal, and they just have a huge variety of templates. So let's see, templates. You guys can see they have all these different proposals for accounting, for affiliate marketing, agency, and they also have contract and agreements. So this is good for like terms and conditions and privacy policy. And yeah, so if you guys do want to check out Proposable, I think it's a great software to use. Now, let's say, for example, you don't want to use Proposable and you don't want to use WooCommerce. You guys can also just use PayPal. And this is actually pretty popular. Or let me go ahead and re-sign in. Oops. So this is how you can accept payments with PayPal. You can send invoices to clients. And this is actually a pretty popular one as well. So I pay my content writer and she sends me these invoices from PayPal. And basically it's like this. So you would just go ahead and say, this is our SEO services, and the SEO services cost $500 a month. You would then go ahead and put the email right here. So you'd send it to whoever you want. And then after that, they would go ahead and pay it, and that would go directly into their email inbox. So it is a very convenient way on how to do that. My SEO guy uses this same service, and also my content writer. So they use PayPal and they send me invoices and I pay them. However, we have a good relationship. So we have been doing business for a while. So I believe they do trust me more than just some random client. So that's just something to consider. Now, if you guys do decide to use PayPal, you guys can always just back it up with DocuSign. So you guys can always just send them like a contract or something, just saying, hey, we're going to send you a PayPal invoice, and then give them the invoice number, and then use DocuSign to actually make a contract if you want to go that route. Now, I'm not really sure how aggressive or, you know, the chargeback situation PayPal has. I don't know if they side with the buyers or the sellers, but PayPal has a bad habit of usually siding with the buyers. So unfortunately, that's just how it works out. But yeah, so you guys can create invoices with PayPal. PayPal is a free service. It does not cost you anything to get started. So it's a great alternative if you don't want to use Proposable or WooCommerce. Now, there is one other option that you guys can use that I actually like myself, and I made a video on it about a year and a half ago, and that is using a cost estimator plugin. So let's say, for example, someone went on your website and they want to know, you know, how much does this all cost? Now, you can actually install a plugin that you can use to let people know what the services cost. For example, let's just say, all right, how much to make it? How much to make my website or my digital marketing platform or whatever? So in this specific instance, they're using websites. However, for the showcase, they have renters. They have a bunch of different ways on how you can use this plugin. But I'll just say the websites, and then I'll click on next step. And as the user actually selects features and everything, the price will actually go up. So let's say, for example, I want e-commerce, analytics, blog, and I want a database. And then I'll click on next step. So now you can see how the price is going up here. For the design, I'll say I want it for all devices. I want retina display, a flat design, CMS. They're saying, what kind of CMS do you want? I'll put WordPress. Wow, $300 for WordPress. That is a little expensive there. SEO packages. Do you have a dog at home? You guys kind of get the idea here. So they're just basically kind of giving you a final cost, and users can actually give coupon codes for this. And this has a Stripe and a PayPal integration as well. And it's very simple. So all you would do is purchase the plugin, and then it gives you a short code. Just like the contact form had a short code, you would just go ahead and slap it on your website. So you just go ahead and just, you know, put it somewhere on your website, and they can actually check out on your website using this plugin. Now, the plugin, this specific plugin is called WP Cost Estimator. I'll leave a link below to this specific plugin. It is actually pretty cool. I like the fact that users can actually kind of get an idea of like a ballpark price of your services. And that what that does, that kind of weeds out like the people who want a website for $99, or they want SEO packages for $50. You know, it's like, well, you know, we don't do SEO packages for $50. We start at $300 minimum, and you know, that's just what your services cost. Now, I do have a full another video that covers this plugin in depth. It's about 30 minutes long. I didn't want to put all these videos together in this video because this video can easily go to, you know, 4 or 5 hour video, but I just want to be very transparent. So you do have a bunch of different options on how you can accept payments on your website using various methods. So all right, party people, in this section of the video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to actually handle the digital marketing aspect for your digital marketing agency. Now, there's a lot of ways on how to approach this, and I'll go ahead and go through each method and give you the pros and the cons of each. I'll also explain to you how to actually find people to work for your agency and things to look out for and all that stuff. So the first thing that you guys can do that is very popular is white labeling. Now, I'm sure you guys probably heard of white labeling, but for those of you who have not heard of white labeling before, this is the act of basically having someone else work under your brand, kind of like incognito, and you handle all of the customers, the financials and everything, and you sort of outsource all the work to other various companies. For example, there's websites like SEOreseller.com, there's White Shark Media and other various companies. Now, a lot of these companies here focus solely on white labeling. So let's say, for example, you have a customer that wants an SEO package, right? This company right here will work under your brand. So you essentially you deal with all the money, you handle the clients, and you just pay this company to do all the services for you. So let's just say I click on white label SEO. And they have various packages and tools that they offer. And a lot of these websites have dashboards where you can learn about what they're doing. They have analytics, they have reports for you, and you take those reports and you give them to your clients, but with your logo attached on top. So that's essentially white labeling in a nutshell. Now, you guys can do just like a quick Google search of like digital marketing white labeling or social media manager white labeling, and there are tons of companies out there that will do white labeling for you and your business. There are quite a few. In fact, a lot of these companies offer like an all-in-one solution. SEO Reseller offers web design, social media, PPC management. White Shark Media, these guys, I just found these guys on the internet. I don't even know if they're reputable or not. The only one that I'm familiar with is SEO Reseller. But essentially, that's the act of white labeling. So you guys can kind of just do some work, do some research, find a good price, find a good company, and go from there. Now, the only negative to hiring a white labeling agency, from my personal experience, is that these companies, they don't really have any allegiance to you. So they're not really your partner. It's strictly a business-to-business relationship. So they don't really care about your business too much. Now, the only negative about that is that if you are looking for a partner, these probably aren't the companies to go with. A lot of these companies, they do offer plans for, their customers, but they're not really like on board with your company, if you know what I mean. Like they're not like this with you, So that's essentially the only negative about working with an SEO reseller or a white labeling company, is that there's just no real good relationship between you guys, because you guys are both business to business. Now, there's also another method that you guys can use that's really, really popular, is getting your own freelancer. So there's 3 websites you guys can go to, which is Upwork, Fiverr, and also freelancer.com. And these websites have tons of freelancers that will work for your business. Now, essentially, this is kind of like white labeling, except you actually have someone that's working with you directly. So there is like that personal connection with you guys. So for example, we went to Upwork and I just typed in digital marketing. Now, while you're hiring freelancers, I want to discuss what you should be looking for and things that I like about hiring freelancers. Now, the freelancers that you probably should avoid, depending on how big your agency is I don't like to hire people who are top rated. I don't like to hire people who have earned a lot of money, because as a business, I want to sort of hire someone that wants to work with me and grow with me. I don't want to hire the most expensive person out there where they're going to charge me top dollar and they have a lot of other projects they're dealing with, so they don't really have any allegiance to you, right? So they don't really care about your business. But if you find someone who's somewhat experienced and getting started out, I personally would rather hire that person full time, because I can kind of meld them. I can teach them about my company culture, and then we can also build a business relationship. And half the time, these guys might even quit Freelancer or Upwork, and they might work with you directly. For example, we have a list of these clients, and here we have this top rated person, and you guys can see he's made $100,000 on Upwork. Now, personally, this guy's probably going to charge me a lot more money, and he doesn't really want, I can't really say that 100%, but that is the general feel I get, where this guy probably doesn't want to have an interest of working with me directly, because he's already making so much money on Upwork, right? And he's charging a high rate. However, when we look at freelancers like Alexandra right here, you guys can see that she's only earned around $1,000 and she has experience, which is good. I don't want to hire someone with zero experience, but I want to kind of hire someone who's on their way up and kind of get them before they go to the top, right? Because we know that she's experienced. We know that she knows what she's doing. So at that point, you might want to hire her, take a look at her work, or take a look at her work and then hire her, and then kind of go from there. So when I hire freelancers, I like to kind of get them before they get very popular, because once they get popular, they charge a massive rates, they put you in a waiting list, and it's just something that's not practical for me in my business. But looking at people that are on their way to the top, I would rather try to get them before they get really, really big, and then I lose an opportunity. So Fiverr also is a great resource, and Fiverr does have a lot of good, they have a lot of good sellers on their website. You guys will have to kind of go through each one, look at their portfolio, see what they've done, and use your better judgment on what you're looking for. I can't really tell you which freelancer is the best. I can't tell you, this is the best person, go with them. It's different for everybody. But for example, let's just take a look at Fat Jonah 22, or Fat, I don't know how to pronounce that, Fat Jonah or Fat Jonah. So this person right here, I wouldn't hire her, and not because of her work. It's because, look at this, she has 16 orders in queue. She's already pretty popular. So at this point, it's like, I don't really feel like she has that, that we can build that relationship together. She's just strictly a freelancer. I'm just strictly a number, and that's all, usually that's all they care about. So you want to kind of find someone who's getting started out that you can train and that you can mold for your company culture. Also, let's go take a look at freelancer.com. This is also another really good one. And you can see here they have a lot of reviews and so on and so forth. So you guys can use this website as well to find a freelancer. And, I don't really care what country they're from. As long as they speak English and that we can communicate, that's all I really care about. And if their price is good, and again, like we can see, this guy has over 2,000 reviews. So this person's going to probably charge me a lot more, and maybe we won't have that good connection where I want them to work for me only. So that's what I personally like. I like someone who's dedicated to me and my business and that can work under me. But I would try to avoid freelancers that are on their way or already on the top, because they usually have no allegiance to you and they're more focused on just making money. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just what I have experienced working with a lot of different freelancers over the year. In fact, I think this year I spent around, I want to say $40,000 on hiring freelancers. So that's my take on digital marketing. There are various ways you can go. Personally, if you're going to ask me, Daryl, hey, I'm just getting started out and I want to start a digital marketing agency, who should I hire? I would definitely go with the freelancers. I would not deal with the agencies, because a lot of these agencies, they're very expensive. They're very professional and corporate, so there's no real wiggle room. You really can't make any deals with them. And they really, again, they have no allegiance to you. They're their own company, they're their own brand, and they don't really want to kind of build a great relationship long term. Now, that's all speculation, but that's just my personal experience of what I've seen from these companies over the long term. Because remember, they just want to make money. So if someone else comes along and has a bigger project, they're just going to leave you and go to them, and maybe they'll put your job on a lower priority. But when you deal with freelancers directly, you can kind of say, hey man, why don't you get off Upwork? Why don't you get off this website? I'll pay you a good salary, and then we can work from there. And a lot of these times, these freelancers will say, hey, you know what, right on. If you're offering me a really good rates and you're treating me really nicely, sure, I'll focus all of my time on you and your business, and we can grow together. So that's what I've experienced with hiring freelancers. There's a lot of freelancers that I personally work with today that used to be on Fiverr, and now they work with me only. And I like that because we have a great relationship, and they like me because I pay them money, and everyone's happy, and Merry Christmas. So that's the overall take of digital marketing. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Remember, you want to find someone who's experienced, who actually knows something about digital marketing, but not too much, because then they become too expensive. And again, they might not take you as serious because they might have other clients. You guys can also use the SEO resellers or white labeling. Just note that if you are looking for them, try to build a good relationship And make sure they offer good prices, and also they have like cool things like a dashboard where you can look at the analytics or something like that. And just make sure that they're professional, because they are a little bit more expensive than hiring just a typical freelancer. So that's just something to consider. So I hope that was helpful. Again, if you guys have any questions for me about who to hire or how to approach it, let me know in the comments below. And with that said, let's go ahead and go on to the next section. Now let's go ahead and talk about scams. Now guys, there is a big rising amount of scams that I've seen. In my Facebook group, there's been maybe 3 or 4 people who actually have given scammers their information. So I really want to warn you and really want to touch base on scams. It's a very big part of this industry. And a lot of people out there are just trying to get money from your company. So I want to go ahead and just touch base on things to consider. And when you get emails from people, you really want to kind of second guess who they are and if they really are clients. So for example, one of the most common ones I see is people that actually send emails and say they have a list of things that they want. And for example, this is an email, and I'm at this website, alexwright.net, so he gets total credit for this, but I'll go ahead and talk about one that I've actually received, and we'll talk about that. So you can see here how someone's asking for a website, and they have a private consultant, and they tell you the amount of pages, and right here this does seem legitimate. You know, it does seem like the person here does know what they're talking about. Now, one big warning that I get from this right away is kindly. Now, in America, we don't say kindly. We never say kindly. I have never met anyone that says, kindly get back to me. When I see kindly, I immediately think of people from other countries that aren't affiliated with the United States. And if they say they're American, then I don't think they are, because I've never gone to the store and say, oh, kindly do this. It's like, no. When I hear kindly, it's a scammer word, right? So first off, let's go ahead and just say, all right, well, they have a website, and that makes a lot of, or they have the requirements of what they want. Now, this is where it gets very fishy. So they're saying, well, we'll go ahead and pay you here, and what you can do for us is give us this money back, you know. Now, if anyone ever asks you to do that, or cash a check and then pay for the services and then use some of that money to give it back, the check is bad. It will bounce, and do not accept it. Here in this specific case, you can see that they're using a credit card. Now, whenever anyone says, we'll go ahead and pay you and we'll overpay you and then send that other amounts to our consultant or to this company or that company, it's a bogus scam. So do not ever accept large payments, and then when they want some money back or give it to somebody else, that's a scam. Don't do it. And this credit card is probably stolen, and when that person reports fraud, you're going to get wrapped up in the mix here. So just make sure that you can see that they're saying give a $3,000 to the project consultants, blah, 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 blah. So they're basically trying to give you a bad credit card, and then they're trying to get cash from that credit card. So that's just one thing to consider that is a scam. So again, there's really nothing that you can do about this once you've been scammed. It's very hard to recover your money. In fact, the odds of you recovering your money is probably 1 in a million, because these are from other various countries, they're unknown, and it's just kind of like, well, you've been screwed. But the only way to protect yourself is to never get involved from the start. And if you do see emails that are too good to be true, like, hey, we want to pay you $10,000 for this website, you know, I'm not saying that they're scams, but just be skeptical. Just say, well, why does this guy want to email me and give me $10,000 right away? He hasn't really even talked to me on the phone yet. So just be mindful and just kind of, you know, just be skeptical when you get these emails from people who want to pay these large amount of works. Also, this one was in my Facebook group, and there was a user, and this user actually got an email from someone, and they actually sent in information to that specific scammer. Now you can see here that they're saying, we'll go ahead and pay you 50% up front for whatever project. So this can be digital marketing, SEO, logo design, graphic design, and they're saying that they'll pay you 50% and then pay the rest when the project has been done. Now right here, this is where the red flag is. So they're gonna actually ask you for your physical mailing address, your cell phone, and whatever else. Now, one thing to note here, guys, is that accepting checks is a liability, and personally, People in the United States do still use checks, and that is something to, that is a form of payments, but you need to be very skeptical on checks. You really want to do your research on the people who are giving you checks, because checks bounce. And when the term checks bounce means they give you a check, it's bad, they get your service, you get nothing. So just make sure that if you do actually accept checks, that you really know who they are, or they're from a legitimate business. You got to do your research. If you can't really find out about their physical location, I would not even waste my time with it. So here you can see that they're asking for information about a specific check. Now, one thing to note, guys, is on checks, you guys should know that if you do accept checks, checks have no area to enter your address. They don't need it. They don't need your phone number. They don't need any of this information. In fact, they don't need anything about your personal information whatsoever. So if they do ask you for any personal information in an email, just ignore it. I know it's tempting to say, well, what happens if it's a real person? Maybe we can do some work together. It's a very good chance that you'll get scammed in the end. So just be mindful about that, about anyone wanting to give you a very large amount of money with very little information about your company. Usually you have to do some selling. So if they just come up to you and say, here's $10,000 and then do this, etc., yeah, I would be mindful about that. So just kind of, go browse around the internet. You guys see I pulled up this article here about different scams. Again, I have really met people who have been scammed in real life, guys, including myself. So I can't stress that enough. It does happen to people. I did a job for someone for $3,000, and that person charged back all the $3,000, and I got zero money. They got the website, they got the services, and I got nothing in the end. So yeah, so just be skeptical about every email, about anyone wanting to give you a large amount of money, because it could potentially be a scam. And never give anybody your personal information. They will never need it. Do not do it. Do not get anyone your bank account. No bank transfers. Try to do everything through a merchant like PayPal or something, so you have some sort of legal protection there. All right. So that is the payment section of this tutorial and how to watch out for scams. If you have any questions for me, or if you guys want to know more about scammers or anything that you might be, nervous about, join my Facebook group and just make a post saying, hey, we got this email from someone. They want to give us $4,000 for this project with the check. What should I do? And I'm sure you can have people help you out with your query or your problem, whatever you want to call it. So that's it for chapter 2, guys. I hope this was very helpful. Now let's go ahead and move on to chapter 3. All right, good job, guys. So now that you guys have a good understanding of the business plan about your website, now let's focus on chapter 3, which is marketing your business. Now, I gotta be honest, marketing is the second most important factor to consider when starting your business online. Number 1 being the business plan itself, obviously. Number 2 is marketing. So I'll go ahead and talk about various ways on how to market yourself and your business online. I'll give you guys my personal experience of what I think works, what I think doesn't work, because everyone out there has a different opinion. So I'll just give you guys my personal opinion on it. And then we'll be talking about ways on how to market yourself in person and online and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and jump into chapter 3 of marketing your business online. All right, party people, welcome to chapter 3. Now this is going to be talking all about marketing. Now I love marketing. I think marketing is very fun. I've always found it very interesting. Now, before we talk about marketing, I just want to ask you something. If I brought 10 million websites or 10 million visitors to your website tomorrow, what will they think about your website? Now, if you're not sure or if you're not confident, don't start marketing yet. Go back to your website, fix it up, make it look really, really, really good and really professional, and then we can start with the marketing, because that is a very big common mistake, is users just try to get the word out as fast as they can and they ruin the reputation instantly. So marketing could be used against you. So again, make sure your website looks fantastic and your website is all ready to go. So I'll be talking about physical and also digital ways on how to market your digital agency business, because physical ways can actually be very helpful. So let's go ahead and talk about some of these ways. Now, if you guys we're going to talk about Facebook groups. We're going to talk about banners and display ads and everything. Now, if you guys do need help with that, I understand that it can be very hard to kind of, create images for your website and brand. Go to Fiverr.com. Go get some nice business cards, make a nice presentation, and if you are going to have ads, make sure these ads look really, really good. You don't want to sit there and use default ads from websites because they just give you what everyone else uses. Also, you guys can go to themeforce.com, and under the graphics sections, they have tons of stuff. So they have stuff for Instagram stories, for Facebook banners, for Facebook ads. In fact, even if you go over here and type in Facebook ads, which we'll talk about a little bit, I just want to kind of give you a good resource on where to get it. They have just a lot of good templates. So they have these Facebook ad banners, Facebook banners, and just really cool looking ads. And then you can kind of hire someone to kind of design it for you. So these are Photoshop files. So you can hire someone on Fiverr to kind of modify these to fit your business criteria. So that being said, these are two really good resources going forward. All right, so be sure to check out graphicdriver.net, just ThemeForest, Envato Market. It's all the same thing, and also Fiverr.com. So first, let's talk about physical ways. Now, the first thing you're gonna do is obviously tell your family and friends, and that's very helpful because they tell other people and they support you. So they'll always recommend your services or something to someone else, and that's always good to have. Don't be nervous about it. Don't be embarrassed. Remember, you're just getting started out, and that's fine. You guys should see my first videos on YouTube. They were terrible, so just be mindful about that. Also, feel free to attend any event that kind of represents your business. So if you are doing digital marketing, go to some digital marketing events. You know, go to some community or group that kind of correlates to your services, so you can kind of be active with those communities, get your name out. Maybe one day they'll say, oh yeah, you know, I know about that digital agency service. I saw them at that WordPress camp, or I saw them at this digital agency camp. Let's go ahead and give them a phone call. They're probably reputable. So you want to make sure you participate in groups that are in your niche. Also, restaurants or local businesses and leave business cards. So once you have business cards, just go to your local, your local area, say, hey guys, we're just getting started out. Is it okay if we leave our business cards here? Maybe we can work out some sort of deal where we can give you some service and then maybe even get a testimonial for you. When you first get started out, guys, it's not a bad idea to do free business for first-time users, because you need to build your portfolio. And just say, hey guys, we're going to give you a free service, and just let us know if it's really good. And we're really hoping that you can give us a positive review if we give you a free service. And a lot of businesses do that. I mean, that's what interning is, right? So interning is working for free to get experience. And this would be the same way. So don't feel afraid or embarrassed to ask people that. Next is tell local establishments such as churches or city events. Now, every city that you work in has some sort of chamber of commerce, and every city, offers this. So if you are in the United States and you are in a specific city, go to the chamber of commerce for that specific city, and they will have organizations, and they will have tools to help you guys get more business. So I think I was in the San Fernando Valley at one point, and they had a chamber of commerce, and they gave out grants and loans to businesses to help get them started. So free money they give away. So be sure to check out the Chamber of Commerce within your region. And again, guys, referrals. Now, referrals are the number one easiest way to get money, or to get clients. Money, clients, whatever, same thing. And that's just basically saying when you work for someone and you offer a really good service, and they say, hey, this is a great service, let me tell my friend about it. Referrals are, again, the number one best way to get more clients no matter what. It beats Facebook ads. It beats any advertising whatsoever. Word of mouth is the best, because remember, you do a good job for someone, they're going to recommend that to their friends because they trust your service. So just be mindful about that. And when you are working with clients, keep that in the back of your head, saying, we got to make this guy happy because one day he's going to recommend our company to other people. And it's very, very important. All right. So just be mindful about that. Get testimonials from everybody. Just ask them, hey, if we did a good job, can we get a testimonial, and put those on your website. Social proof is so important. How many times have you guys gone to a website and then not really trust it, so you go to their Facebook page, or you go somewhere on their social platforms looking for social proof? And that's a good idea. So always make sure you get testimonials from clients, or tell them to go to your Facebook page and give a positive review on your Facebook page. Again, create a portfolio. That makes a lot of sense. Cold calling. So if you guys are just finding yourself bored and you have nothing to do, there is nothing wrong with cold calling and emailing. Now, where do you get all this information from? Well, there is a website called Dun & Bradstreet. Now, you guys ever heard of you guys have heard of Google and Facebook, right? So you guys have probably heard that these companies sell your information, right? Well, they sell them to companies like Dun & Bradstreet. So with these guys basically kind of harvest all the information of businesses and people, and you can kind of target who you're trying to get business from. So what you would do is just go to this website. There's other websites, but Dun & Bradstreet's pretty popular, and they can give you more information on the people that work at agencies and just get a general idea of your potential customers. So it's a marketing platform. Just check it out. Go to the About Us. I'm in Thailand right now, so this is the Thailand websites, but if you guys are in the United States, it'll redirect you to the United States websites. And it just gives you a lot of information about people and who you would want to market to. So that's a pretty helpful resource. It is a paid resource, so that's just something to consider. For web designers, running GTmetrix on websites, that's really good. Even for digital marketers, running GTmetrix on their website and saying, hey man, you got an F score and we can make it an A score. So do you want our services? And then follow up with them and see how all that works. Keep track of leads, guys. Remember, we talked about that earlier. Keep track of everyone. It's impossible. I mean, you're probably never going to get a client on the first try. So just follow up with everyone. Make sure that you follow up with them, and that's very, very important. Now, who should you market to? Well, this is my personal opinion on what works. Lawyers, doctors, dentists, construction companies, realtors, gyms, and repair shops. These are the people that generally have a big need for a digital service. So construction companies, big one, realtors. Realtors are actually a really good, they're a real good, I guess you want to say, customer, because they work for themselves. They don't have a lot of people to report to, and they make some pretty good money. They make around $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And so realtors are a good one. Lawyers are also a very, very good one to go with. So those are the physical ways on how to, approach marketing your business online, or I'm sorry, in physical or in person, I guess you should say. Now let's talk about the digital ways. So these are some short-term digital ways on how to market your business. Now, this is a very, very, very important one. I put these ones on the top because I believe these are the most important, is you must add your business on Google Maps. For example, if I type in a digital agency, a lot of people type in digital agency near me. They want to work with local clients, and Google knows this. So what happens is these agencies, they go way to the top of the list. So you have all these agencies at the top, and then you have these companies down here. Now, these guys right here have probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on SEO, and these guys right here have spent $0 on SEO. So it is a very big advantage when you add your business to Google My Business, because you get placed to the top of the search results by default. That's a very good hack, and if you have not done this, do it already. What are you, stupid? So just make sure that you add it. It'll really, really help you out in the long term. All right. Creating a social profile and post content weekly, how-tos, promotion, general information. Even if you don't have a lot of followers, it's good just to have a record that you're a live business. How many times have you gone to a Facebook page and then seen that they haven't posted in 2 years? You're going to assume that they are out of business, right? I post as much as I can. Last time I posted was March 2nd. And I haven't posted it in about a week and a half, and that's because I haven't made any videos, but that's just something that you might want to do. Now, the social websites that I recommend is Facebook and LinkedIn. And you know what? I do not recommend Twitter no more. I think Twitter has just become some sort of negative atmosphere where people just go and vent and get angry. And also the marketing on Twitter is just really not successful. You're going to have a very, very low success rate on Twitter compared to LinkedIn or Facebook. I do think these are a lot better. Also Pinterest. Pinterest is a good one, but over the year of Twitter, we have just seen that it's just becoming more of like a cesspool of just negative people that just go there to hate and get angry, and it's like, just stay away from it. It doesn't work out. And so I'm sure you guys have seen all like the great stuff that goes on Twitter. So it's like, why subject yourself to that? So next we have adding your website on SiteJabber and Trustpilot. So you want to go ahead and submit your websites to websites where they can kind of say, all right, let's go ahead and submit your website here, and then people can give reviews about it. Now, there's a few reasons why you want to do this. So for example, SiteJabber has a very high SEO ranking, and when you do that, you kind of take your website to the top. So putting your website on Trustpilot and Sitejabber and other various review websites, it does boost your overall SEO, and it's actually a lot easier to find your website. And if they give positive reviews, that's even better. And then you can link your website on those reviews so they can go and purchase your service. So make sure you put your website on Sitejabber, Trustpilot, and other various review websites. It's very, very helpful, especially for SEO, and it helps you get found a lot easier. Create a Yelp business. Yelp is actually a very big one as well. A lot of times in the United States, when you're searching for something, you might find a Yelp review, and Yelp is actually a very good resource. So always submit your website to Yelp as well. And then there's other various directory websites like Yellow Pages, UpCity, Thumbtack, and directory websites. So you can go ahead and submit your website to that. Also, like we talked about, contact your city council, chamber of commerce, and ask them if you can be listed on their website, and they probably will. So just always keep that in the back of your head. Next, we have Craigslist. Craigslist is a great way on how to check it out. Now, guys, this whole Evernote is in the description below this video, so you guys can go ahead and check it out and just refer back to it. You probably won't be able to do everything right now, which is understandable, but you want to be able to refer back to this. So next, if you guys have any tutorials, put them on your website, put them on your YouTube channel, whatever you want to do. But people love the fact that people offer tutorials, and when you make tutorials, you create an authority for yourself, and that's good because then people trust you, and then they want to go with your service. Also, Quora is a really good thing. Ask a Quora question about your business and then answer it. That's a very good tactic. Join forums, join niches, Facebook groups. Now, don't spam Facebook groups, guys. It's a very good way to get banned. But if there's ever an opportunity for someone to say, hey, do you know a good digital marketing agency? Put it in your website. All right, so that's what you want to do. But don't sit there and spam. It's a very good way to get banned. Don't do it. Offer value, okay? Offer value. Say that with me. Offer value. All right, and then here we have some other things to consider. And then just make a very clean email signature. So when you are sending out emails to people, make sure it looks really slick, okay? Make sure it looks really, really, really nice, all right? So yeah, it makes you look really professional. Now, long-term marketing. Now, Facebook ads, I will be having a Facebook ads tutorial. I do have one. It's about 1.5 years old. But I will be having a new one probably in the next coming months or so. But Facebook ads is very easy to get started. You guys can just kind of follow it and just learn by yourself. It's really not that hard. Content writing, that's actually a very big one. So I recommend going to websites like iWriter.com. These guys will create content for you really, really cheap. And you guys can get articles written for like $100. And this is great because what happens is when people are searching for something on the internet, there's a good chance that your website will pop up. Now, your target audience are businesses. Now, personally, I had another video, and I'll put that in the description below, is when you're writing about specific services, you want to actually solve their need. So, for example, let's say you're targeting businesses, right? Making an article about business cards, how to incorporate an LLC, something that a business is already looking for is helpful because then they'll find your services. But just saying about how your services are amazing, it's helpful, but you're really not attracting a new audience. So that's what I believe. I believe you want to kind of target the need of business owners and kind of try to say, what are they looking for right now? Starting an LLC, Facebook ads, and so on and so forth. So write about those specific topics. Hiring an SEO company. That's always a good thing to do. Hiring an SEO company just kind of helps build your rank in the search engine. And you guys can go to Freelancer or Fiverr and find some freelancers to do some SEO work for your website. Don't spend more than like $150, $200 a month. Personally, try to find like a freelancer and just try to pay as little as possible when you're first getting started out. So you don't want to spend thousands of dollars. Google display marketing. I love the Google display ads. So for example, let's say we go to a website right here and I'm on the Bangkok Post, and the first thing you notice is this display ad. Now, display ads are very popular for branding, and I'm sure you guys have seen display ads on various websites. That's probably the only ad I really recommend from Google because display ads show an image, it shows the actual service, it shows the price, and then go to the website. So if you guys do want to learn how to use display ads, go to your Google Ads account or your Google Ads account, and then over here, you would just do new campaign and brand awareness and reach, and you want to select a display ad. So those will actually kind of scatter them throughout the internets. I don't have any videos, guys, on display ads. I've done it before, but if you guys need help, hire someone. But display ads are a great way on how to represent your brand. You guys can probably learn display ads just by messing around with it. They have made it really, really easy for people using display ads. Now they have ads that basically optimize for any website, so it'll kind of like it'll resize depending on what website it's on. So it's a very it's a really effective ad for branding. Now with branding, guys, you are going to probably lose some money with branding, but the main purpose of branding is to get your name out. So that's really what you're paying for with branding. So don't really be looking for like conversions. You're looking for impressions. So how many people are seeing my business? That's really what branding is all about. Next, we have DNB, which he talked about, Dun and Bradstreet. And again, this website will help you guys find targeted leads. And then I do have some more tips here. And then we also have some content writing strategies and so on and so forth. So you guys can go ahead and check out this Evernote, guys. Marketing is a continuous thing, okay? So try to be as consistent as possible and update your settings, update your Facebook page, check out the profiles. If someone leaves you a bad review on SiteJabber, respond to it, get on top of things. You really want to be proactive as much as possible, because then you're showing a live presence, and people do appreciate that. And a lot of the times when people leave bad reviews and you ask them, hey, how can we help you? A lot of the times they might even change the review and saying, hey, you know what, maybe I was just upset, I was just flustered, and you guys came and helped me out, and that's really cool. You guys helped me out. So you can always turn a negative thing into a positive thing. So just be mindful about that. So go ahead and follow these same marketing strategies, guys. Go through this list and kind of tackle each one by one. And I guarantee you guys will have a very pleasant marketing experience. So that's it for chapter 3, and that's it for this video. So again, I really hope this video helped you out, and let me know if you guys have any questions about marketing your digital marketing business. All right, party people, that is the end of my digital marketing tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. You guys might have noticed that some of the lights turned off, and that's just because the light bulbs died when I was recording this video. So if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I do have a lot of experience hiring freelancers, working in the digital marketing space. I'll be very honest, guys, it's a journey from here. There's no really yellow brick road on the way to learning it. It's kind of like trial and error. You learn from your mistakes and you develop, and time goes on. You kind of learn more about the industry and the market. So again, if you guys have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. I will do my best to get to them. Also, feel free to join my Facebook group. I do participate in there and answer questions here and there. But with that said, good luck on your digital marketing agency. I wish you all the best of luck. My name is Daryl Wilson, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Take care.